number 1. It's only 1 round, legit. Only 1 game. Only 1 game. Till the finals. Finals are best of 3. I'm not gonna go with best of 3 in a 1-day tournament. Like that would be way too many games. Okay. So, Herr Robert. Bringing also in Vanguard, which is interesting. Going back to the OG numbers. Division income here coming in. And yeah, this is interesting. Tool tips popping up. Division income. Eugen did type in a lot of tool tips. Just have to cover over them for a while. But yeah, this is an really cool matchup. We haven't seen too much of the Tusk yet, so wonder how well they will hold up. As Herr Robert obviously is a household name here. Beating Herr Robert would be impressive, but yes. Genra not showing up is kind of a disappointment here. I hope Pomayun can come around relatively soon. An hour later is a bit too late. And yeah, with that said, let's focus on the games we have at hand. There's at least 14 players around, maybe 15 out of 16. That's not the worst show we ever had. Like, it's a pretty good show up for a 1-day tournament with amateur players. So I'm happy with that. And I mean, we have some top level game at hand, so let's focus on that. And let's go. Let's go. So, yeah, what makes First DFL so scary? First DFL has a lot of infantry, which all comes with redundancy, and they have a solution for every situation. They have the Legionnaires with TNT and solid fire support on long range with 2 bars and 12 hit points. They have Elite CQC with double flamer. They have bazooka units. They have Molotov units. And they just have standard down the road 20-point units. And all of that is supported by one of the most annoying air taps in the game. That if you let it run rampant, will destroy you. But Herr Robert's 78 Sturm has Flak 43s, and Flak 43s are pretty good at countering any air. So Flak 43s and Flak 41s in there. I'm not sure if the card of Flak fillings as well. That part I'm not 100% certain about, but they might even have some of those. And they also have a lot of good long range infantry. The only issue they will have is in the central forest. And I don't think Herr Robert should contest it too hard, and it doesn't seem like Herr Robert will do that. So that's, I think, a good decision. In my eyes, Herr Robert shouldn't try to fight there, should just focus on winning in the towns, using the long range. Like, yes, for example, Nashorn Ace Nigel coming around here in a Nashorn. So, yeah, what do you think, guys, about this map, about this matchup? Which division is favored? And then do you think the Tusk has a chance against Herr Robert? Or is Herr Robert too much of a veteran to be beaten here? Grouper, RFM sitting around. Aufklärer is going pretty deep. We have some Legionnaires and some Shocks together with a leader around here. So the center should be taken by the Tusk for sure. Question is, can Herr Robert maybe overwhelm the flanks? Yours being caught out in the open. Fighting some Ersatztruppen, but getting hit hard by some MG42. Some Schützen with 2 MG42s as well. They got buffed a bit against lately. As they got more MG firepower. As they have more ammo again. Black 43 already shooting down a recon plane here. Coming in hot. Ooh. We have some howitzer action here going on. IG-33 is coming around, so we might have some M3 versus IG-33 matchup, which the IG-33 usually should win. And the M3 howitzer here beating up some Sturmschützen. Sturmschützen have to be careful. Imp is around as well. Getting up onto some Schützen down here, but they with the 2 MG42s and 13 hit points will dish out a good amount of damage as well. Schützenführer giving up all these guys some veterancy as well, being 2-star veterancy versus 1 or 0-star veterancy even. But mortars coming around us in the rear, and mortars are a good solution of dealing with such high cost infantry, as these are also radio mortars, another strong point of first DFL. The artillery tab is pretty solid, as it brings you some good equipment, and especially the cheaper forms of the radio mortars, but also a bit of higher end artillery later on as well, which maybe can compete with the 2000 meter range of 78th Storm in form of Flak 41s, IG-33s and Nashorns. Ju-188 bombing some units in the north here. Yours trying to dodge. They're not gonna make it out though, as those were 1000 kilogram bombs. So the unit holding the flag in the north already falls. I don't think Herr Robert's units can push in here just yet. Herr Robert, as we can't forget, is using Vanguard, so is supposed to be winning early on. If Herr Robert doesn't win early on, Herr Robert will have to wait till C phase to come back, as the Tusk has the advantage in B phase with Maverick. So that should be a pretty good matchup here as well. Okay, let's see. Panzerschreck is around. Wait, Colonel Koenig is around as a... Colonel Koenig, are you around in chat? Okay. Sorry for the early start of the tournament. As always, a bit of organization going on here. Okay. Artillery coming in here. And we have the action on the battlefield. Coming in with a lot of mortar fire. Oh my god, that's a battery. Question is radio up there? I don't think there's radio quite up there. But radio would be around here. The Flak 41 might not... Like, it's a good target to bomb enemy AA. Robert coming in with some good artillery as well, though, in the form of an op map. A phase still ongoing. Still at 12-12, as, yeah, rightfully so, Tusk has captured the flag in the center. Southern defensive line also still holding. Nigel has to be careful. Doesn't want to get too close to any AT guns, as Nashorns have a big boom, but not a lot of defensive firepower. Artillery coming in the north with some hits here. Ooh, not quite hitting the Flak 41. Off map will hit around here onto the BIMs and the trail yours. B26 running in with a big bombing run. Okay, P39 trying to hit the flag 41, not getting the kill though. Off-map killing is big. Robert not quick enough with the counter micro. One off-map got out, but at least the second off-map will not get out. Marauder here with a lot of stopping power. And how Robert will need some airplanes, it seems like, to stop enemy air aggression, as the Flak 41 ain't capable of stopping anything, thanks to the good mortar fire. Yeah, Schützen holding the line, but they need to do more than that. IG-18's coming around now, IG-33 as well. Classic of a Robert. A lot of IG-18s usually. Okay then. Yes. Then Colonel Koenig will come in as a replacement for Genra, as Genra can't be around. Okay. Sturmschützen versus Tirailleurs. Artillery trying to hit the Flak 41s. Mortars coming around to try to hit it, but Flak 41 is now out of range. IG-18's around to hit things. M3 howitzers maybe could be used to hit them from 2000 meters away though. Yeah, it seems like they're up for it, and that is bad for the IG-18s. IG-33 not in range to help support them yet. And the M3 howitzer will deal with them pretty quickly. First hit not doing too well, but it will be on target eventually. M3 howitzer really an ace up the sleeve of the Tusk. Whilst down here, another mortar has joined in, but Herr Robert is pushing in here. Robert is pushing in. Tirailleurs holding the line. Ersatztruppen pushing forward. So far, Tusk holding pretty well, but question is, can Herr Robert now overwhelm? It looks like Herr Robert might be having overwhelming firepower now in the towns. As the Glide Pioneers come in as well. A lot of MG42s and MP44 firepower now around, and that will be tough to beat. Like, the infantry of DFL usually not a pushover, but the firepower here against this might be even stronger. Air support is desperately needed again, maybe. Mortars now might have to change target away from hitting the real line units and just supporting the front line. They're not doing that just yet though, and we're down to only a couple of infantry units that are still in fighting shape versus 7 or 8 infantry units here pushing for Herr Robert into it. And all of these are out for blood. All of these have a lot of firepower. So this position here for the Tusk might be in trouble. Mortars need to switch target. Down in the south, similar situation. Only a couple desperate infantry units holding the line. Center obviously still going insanely strong for the Tusk. Maybe needs to push a bit deeper to stop the 59 bleed. We have a 50-minute time limit at hand, so things like this are already a bit of an issue for the player who gets ticked down, because they have to come back later on. Obviously, B-phase is around now though, and Tusk has Maverick, so Tusk will at least get now the reinforcements to maybe change this around. Vanguard player right now has the biggest advantage they will have for the next 40 minutes in points, but with the next tick in 3 seconds, that will start to change. Question is that too late already? As this infantry ball here starts to snowball, it seems. Artillery now also coming in for Herr Robert. Trying to hit the Bofors. When will the bombers return? Bofors here getting hit. How long till those bombers get a reload? A Marauder bomber would be really nice now. Oh my god, Bofors already falling to the first salvo here. Pretty unfortunate for the Tusk. The mortar shells of Herr Robert hitting really well. A lot of infantry coming in. The 11-minute tick being invested into 6 infantry squadrons in the north. Firefighter brigade is around. Can they put out this German firestorm coming at them? German here trying to position better, as its teammate is in a pretty bad situation here. M3 is trying to hit the IG-33, is doing a solid job with that. Sherman coming around to try to flank. Is rolling a bit too far forward though. Look, gets a transmission damage, but nothing further. Gets a penetration in. Killed one Sherman already, and losing both Shermans here would be devastating. Got a penetration in against the Stuk here, but the Stuk will kill the Sherman first. IG-33 has fallen, but now there is counterfire from an IG-33. M5 howitzer at least got one more shot out. Kills one man of the IG-33, but IG-33 will prevail. Counter battery onto the mortars of the Tusk now from Herr Robert as well, and this snowball seems too big to fail now. B-26 is coming around with a bombing run again. Might at least stop this for a bit, but there's 3 Stuks, there's only one M10 on the other side, and it's not the 2000 meter M10s, these are only the ones with AP shells, no APCRs around. B-26 is getting pushed back. Southern flank is holding somewhat better, but it's not like there is a counter push in the cards for the Tusk anytime soon here. And Herr Robert looking strong. Like, the first 3 minutes were pretty slow, but it was all set up pretty meticulous for that push. And the Tusk with a good counterattack, like hitting that off map before it could get a sighting salvo out was big, but it seems like it was not big enough. Like, I don't think the Tusk is playing badly here. Herr Robert is just executing 78th Sturm really well. Gets the Stuk, but some casualties, some friendly fire there from the Marauder. Marauder having a pretty big bomb spread. Most likely will get out of here though, at least. And got one Stuk, but the M10 now in trouble, not getting the penetration onto the Stuk over here with its AP shell. Still not getting it with the second shot. Stuk missing at least as well, but the M10 needs to win this duel, and it's not gonna win here. Nope. Stuk gets the kill. Stuk number 2 around in the north, and the Legionnaires are around. IG-18 firing from the rear. Bimp is going down. Legionnaires getting hit by Stuk 3G. Another one pushing forward. And yeah, the Stuks are now dealing out too much damage. Infantry of Herr Robert is still around in huge numbers as well, and the bombers won't be able to deal with that quickly enough. An artillery piece coming in here, but you would need more frontline units to support that. Down in the south, only one BIMP standing. And we're close to an 18-6 here for Herr Robert. Solid play from the Tusk, I would say, but Herr Robert just showing why he was in Division 1 for so long, and showing scary potential here for Division 2. Like, if I would be a Division 2 player, especially in Group A, I would be a bit scared right now. As Herr Robert is just really executing that kind of flawlessly here. Like, the only thing that was messed up by Herr Robert a bit was that he didn't dodge the bomber with the off-map, but still got one off-map out there that was pretty solid. Good decision making here with isolating the center for now. Now investing into enough forces that might be able to push over this. And yeah, the southern push also well executed. Really well executed. Stuks now holding the line, because nothing can really beat them. So they just need to hold. And 78th Sturm, I would say a good pick for Tannenberg. One of the good picks for sure. Have some CQC power, but especially can win the towns on both sides relatively well. So, yeah, Herr Robert looking good for this tournament. Strong round 1 performance so far, and yeah, I fear the Tusk will have to put the focus on League. Preseason Tournament seems to be over somewhat soon. It's not 1000% over yet, but it's getting close to the 90% mark, I would say now, as there's just not that much left, and Herr Robert is soon about to get more income again than the Tusk. 2 more minutes. Oh, no, 3 more minutes of good income here for the Tusk ahead. But frontline situation is already pretty rough. And even if a pushback would happen, Robert already would have a big point advantage as well. So getting this back under control seems highly unlikely. Well, if you I think you can play center really well. You just have to also push a bit deeper. Like you can also hit out from the center to the flanks well if you set it up correctly. Like you could put an M3 howitzer in here that can shoot up north and so on. I don't think center is really overrated. I think all 3 lanes are of similar importance. But just the question is, if you just go for that one flag with a lot of points, you're not doing much, that's for sure, yeah. The Tusk surrendering here. But GGVP to Robert. GGVP to Tusk as well, as I said. Like, not a bad setup at all. Had some game plans. Maybe a bit too many support units. But you could see the Tusk was knowing what they were doing with first EFL. It was just really strong show from Robert. Looking hot. And a good looking Robert is scary for any opponent out there. So, yeah, nice to see Robert giving us some good looks here. And yeah, we'll join. Okay. So, we did prediction for games 1. Let's now do predictions for game 2 as well. Oh, you already... did already someone do it? Nice. Moderators. Wait, no. Oh no, somebody already paid it out? Okay, but gotta start a new one. Yeah, here we go. So we on-sell, and we have an interesting matchup here. We have Lovash versus Badger Jelly with 9th Cavalry? Is this right? Okay. 9th Cav is upon us. Yeah. Yeah, you played well. You played well, the Tusk. It's just, Robert is a scary opponent. Yeah, your opponents in the league will not be quite that caliber. So, yeah, looking forward there. But 9th Cavalry is vegetally having some interesting looks on the vision pick, so it's for sure. Always. 9th Cavalry. Okay, is there a meme ready? I think the last time we saw Badger Jelly in the monthly tournament, we saw some meme action with Kurina. Is there a meme here with this as well? I mean, we have a lot of speedy boys here. We see a lot of 4 GPAs already on the map, and we are up against Lovash, who is a slower division. What's the meme here? Is it a lot of Archnuts? Okay, I think it's a meme. I think it's a meme we're gonna go in here. But it's a meme based on balanced? Is this the enemy won't expect me to be aggressive balanced setup? What are we gonna see here? This is interesting for sure. This is interesting for sure. Yeah, well, yeah, 2-2 spam obviously always, but we didn't saw air spam as like with Turina. Obviously, you also have the bomber biplane option, but that's not what we saw here. What we saw here was a different setup. So, interesting. I mean, yeah, Kazakh. It's like one of the better maps for Kazakhis. But Kazakhis are still is pretty bad infantry. Like Kazakh PPSH have the same firepower as Desert Nikis, but cost 5 points more. Normal Kazakhis only 9-man squadron with not enough firepower for 20 points. The Mosin version for 50 points is decent, and the SVT version is also decent, but the rest is with the Auto 40, LVT 40, but the rest is all mediocre. Though you have Shermans, and Shermans are pretty good against Kurans. usually. So that's an advantage. But we don't see any Shermans, so yeah, I'm interested to see what the plan here is of Badger Jelly. Like, obviously, didn't take them for no reason. Like, there should be a plan, and I mean, we can see. I think we can expect some really big aggression here with all the 4 GPAs around. Yes, it's a pretty good Sherman map. It's a pretty good Sherman map. Okay, so far nobody believing in Badger Jelly's 9th Cavalry. Nobody trusting the meme. Bit disappointing. And yeah, Chiran coming around pretty well. Jarok, Valloza, Langjork in the south, and some anti-tank rifles. So yeah, the classic Hungarians. The BMWs here are important because everything else comes in 60 kmh trucks. But seems like Konyoks / Avruk. Oh, I have to change the names as we are Avruk versus Badger Jelly is the matchup that we are at hand now. So this should be pretty hot. Really looking forward to it. I'm so hyped for Season 8, guys. I'm so hyped for Season 8. I hope you are as well. Like, we have a lot of good games ahead of us today. But the next month and a half will be just insane amount of good games. Like, the amount of players we have up. Mwah. It's lovely. It is lovely. Like, I hope AS will recover. And we will have AS playing as well. But even then, if we don't have AS in, we still have also, even for that, we have a replacement that's still lovely. So, yeah, Season 8 is shaping up good. And I think the slightly more condensed format also is a good decision. Helping us to get it over the stage a bit quicker. Getting over the group stage a bit bigger, whilst the group stage is still important. Getting us into the hot action of playoffs and so on a bit faster, so that everyone is more motivated. Nobody has like gets too bored or not has too much of a losing streak and then just drops out. So yeah, hope dropout, that improves the dropout rates significantly as well. And then we should have a lovely season at hand. Yeah, last season's Division 1, not gonna lie, bit of a disaster. So world events helped out with that. Like, yeah, world events helped out a bit with that. Was a bit out of our hands as well. We are okay, already 10 minutes to deployment. It's faster. Okay, there we go. So how will the meme go? LA7 coming in from the get-go. But why? What's the plan of this LA7? Huh? It's not recon. What did he expect? Is this... Did they who met on the ladder, and this is something we don't understand because we don't know their history? Like, does Konyoks usually start with cluster bomber plane? Yeah, I guess expected off-map plane or cluster bomber plane here. Out of Alruk. But an LA7 is not a cheap plane. It's it's not the most expensive one. One of the best planes in the game, that's for sure. But it's also a 115-point investment. And that in a... Okay, Badger Jelly is not going for a rush. So many 4 GPA units. I expected more of a land grab out of Badger Jelly. Huh. Not the style I expected at all out of Badger. We'll see where it goes. Okay, this is also a weird choice. Why is the Focke-Wulf coming in when there's an LA7 around? Is this a bait? What is happening? These two are making my brain wrinkle a bit by trying to figure out what the plan is. Ro16 G1 coming around? I mean, yeah, if you want to play Knife Cavalry on any map, I think this is the map for them. Question is, do you really ever want to play them? Okay, this LA7 will have an easy time bleeding that Focke-Wulf. That Focke-Wulf should get the hell out of here. So it's not a bait. No, okay, there's the Focke-Wulf F8. But the LA7 has no problem running away from that. No, Badger, Badger. Better Mike. Ooh, that was the wrong turn. Okay, yeah, you need to turn better. But LA7 easily beats the Focke-Wulf, both in speed and in maneuverability. So, yeah, you can just get out of there. You could even have won the dogfight against the Focke-Wulf. If you want a micro there. But yeah, still has more firepower than you. Yeah, it has me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't want to head it on with an LA7. Like, it's not an A8, I know, but still has more firepower than you. It still has medium resilience and more firepower. You don't want to head on with an LA7. But you can outturn it and hit it from behind because it's 50 kmh slower and has worse agility. Like, Focke-Wulfs are scary as bomber hunters and scary as head-on beasts, but usually can beat them in dogfights. 37mm AA coming up. Okay, so Badger Jelly is going the full-on balanced way. Okay, I expected a meme rush and then maybe shifting into a defensive setup, but it's a defensive setup from the start. And it's all up to Konyox / Aruk to do the deed here of grabbing territory earlier on. So obviously, with the new changes to the incomes, the advantage of Maverick and A-Phase is way smaller than before. You only get 50 points advantage instead of 100 points advantage accumulated over A-Phase. And really, your B-Phase advantage is where it comes in. The B-Phase, the advantage you have at the end of B-Phase is the exact same as before, as Balanced got nerfed in B-Phase. But you get your advantage later than you did it in the previous patch. So, push power here of Aruk maybe a bit lower than we are used to see from previous seasons of League. So, this is nice. And yeah, let's see. Kazachi and Ognomachiki here versus Hujarox and some flamethrower. Not working out for the Kazachis. Sherman is around though. And as I said, I think the Sherman is a good unit in this matchup. I think the Sherman can do a lot of good things here. So, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. LA7 coming around. Trying to hunt down the Focke-Wulf, but it's too slow. But good idea. And yeah, LA7 plus 37mm is a good combo. Should be able to keep the sky clean. And I guess then we are up for a 2-2 spam. Like a 2-2 spam can do the job here as well. But the Hungarians have some of the best AA as well. They have the Nimrod. And the Nimrod is scary. Ro16 G1 coming around over here with TNT. 4-man TNT squadron for 20 points. Only 2 TNT satchel charges though. A couple of them around the map. So yes, fighting in the forests. The 9th isn't doing too badly. But on the mid-ranges it will suffer against the Hungarians. So you really have to avoid the mid-ranges. Have to use your Shermans there to maybe keep them clean. As Shermans also should do pretty well against 2-Ran-1s. 2-Ran-1s not having a good chance of penetrating them. At least not in 1v1s. Obviously you get more 2-Rans than you get Shermans. Like nearly 3-1. But then you have to get the flanks or so on. Or like 3 and close range frontally can also beat a Sherman. With the high rate of fire and so on. And then they have a chance of penetration. But on like 1000 and above, they will struggle. Meanwhile, Kazachi Mosin here, for sure, having a rough time. Single DP versus 3 Solar Thorns. But Novachiki and Kazachi Mosin over here pushing. And Kazachis have the 3 PPSHs. that give them a bit more firepower than usual line infantry in the forests. So the 9 hit points are a bit rough for the 20-point version. SVT and PPSH giving you a solid firepower. Not quite on level with Jaegers or so though. As they have a worse MG, and the 1 hit point is a big difference. The difference between 9 and 10 hit points is quite massive. Emcha down here, engaging an anti-tank gun. Anti-tank gun trying to get on target, but not sure what's going on there. Maxim goes down. German hitting some Hujarok's off. And so far it's only a 12-12, but B-phase is about to come around. Will Konyux be able to break through there? Hey Lord, how you doing? Kazakh is chilling in the forest. 12-12 was around. LA7 in the rear. 82nd millimeter mortar will move forward. LA7 now coming in for some ground strafing. Not the most efficient ground strafer, as they only have 2 20mm, but they at least do an okay job. Like, it's 20mm do some damage, but like 3 to 4 is where it really starts to add up. But 2 is usually only killing like 1 or 2 units maybe per run. 1 or 2 infantrymen. And only really effective against moving targets, but these are all stationary in cover. Yes, they have fog of war. We are seeing the god view here from the sideline. We are from the castle's perspective. They have fog of war. We can't switch into their perspectives. Rook, for example, currently doesn't see a single enemy unit, as there's no recon around, and all the units of Bajajali are in cover. Bajajali currently only seeing the Turan one. So our view on this is a completely different than theirs. But obviously, as a caster, that makes more sense, seeing the moves. But yeah, M42 versus Hujarok. I wish there would be a hotkey to switch into the player's perspective, like in replays, like using F1 and F2 maybe to switch into their perspectives, and then F3 switching into the general perspective. But yeah, those are what we got here. Bajajali now seeing that he got pushed in the north. M42 gets wiped out. Kazakh is trying to hold the line. The Sherman here would be nice. AAP is coming around. The Fog of Wolf is annoying. A Rook now seeing that there is a unit in front of the position. And he's trying to attack, but coming in with some nice stuff. Hujarok, Golyorsk and Hujarok's coming in here in good numbers. Kazakh Mozin will try to join here. PTRS could snipe some transports, but I think it was spotted, so the Rook is not going to send them in there. PTRS also can be scary for Tyrants with side shots, as they only have 25 side armor against 35 penetration, so they have to be careful in that regard as well. It's a bit more AA coming around here for our Rook, bringing in an 80mm AA piece, so AA's network is getting better and better in the south. North still open. 2-2s could still do a lot of damage here. We also have a 120mm mortar around. They got buffed a bit in form of some extra ammo 2 patches ago. So there might be a worthwhile pick now, though I usually only take the big mortars that have radios. I feel like without radio they're still too inaccurate. If they hit, they do a lot of damage. And this might be a solid hit here. Yeah, dealing bit of damage there already, but as you can see the spread is pretty big. Kazakhis versus Hujaroks here. A tough fight. Hujaroks not having the worst CQC firepower either, as the FG31 is a pretty strong rifle, and the Danuvia is not on the bottom end of, like, is in the mid tier of SMGs as well. Not bad SMG either. And the Hujaroks will win that fight. 12-12 still holding though. And that's obviously every second that goes by a 12-12 is good for Bajajali, but now was the first good take of good income here for Konyux. Konyux will now keep the pressure up even higher in the north, brings in some artillery for himself. Hujarok MG42s coming around as well, but the first 2-2 has joined the fight, and that might be a good target here. 2 Hujarok squadrons moving in. LA7 coming in with some strafing. 2-2 with a bombing run. Can that hit the position? Yes, it does. Does solid damage. Has to run away from the Focke-Wulf though. A not helping out. LA7 is caught out wrong turn, and the 2-2 most likely will go down here. Oh yeah, last second shutdown here before the Focke-Wulf was pinned down. LA7 flew over the A8 for too long. Will get shot down as well. 80mm coming in with a hit, with a long range hit. This is bloody awful for Badger Jelly. Losing 2 planes here. 2-2 coming in the wrong spot as well here. As, yeah, AA is around. Has to reposition to the north now. Oh, that was a rough time there for Badger Jelly. Now losing a Sherman most likely to the JU-75 as the LA7 danger is eliminated as well. And 2-2 now hitting the north. Might hit the Onsen Perrys here though. Oh no. Okay, hits behind them. Gets a double surrender on Hujaroks here now. That's a good hold. 12-12 is still on, but yeah, the loss of the Sherman and the loss of the 2 planes especially is big. Replacing these won't be easy, at least not till sea phase, as every investment currently has to go into holding the front line, as the pressure will be mounting over the next couple of minutes. The next 7 minutes for sure gonna be decisive for the direction of this game. Aruk currently getting 40 points more per minute. That's at least 1 infantry unit. If you invested into 2 20-point units, 2 infantry units. And 2 infantry units more on the front line obviously can be huge. Can snowball quite quickly. And that each minute is a big advantage. At the end of B phase, Aruk overall will have gotten 450 points more. But afterwards, Badger Jelly will get 75 points more per minute and will be able to catch up relatively quickly. So Aruk has to do something, and so far Badger Jelly is holding this 11-13 quite well. Even now pushing in for 13-11. Taking Aruk down. But you have to be careful. Like, often people are a bit over-eager then with counterattacking with balanced and then collapsing due to overextending the front line a bit. Like, don't need to take territory right now. You just need to hold on for long enough. Gets a good surrender here though. Ro16 G1 holding out pretty well. Getting another TNT off onto these Hujaroks. It will get pinned down. And will most likely get surrendered as well. Unless Onyx is reacting in time. Okay, is this totally holding the front line? Oh no, these are not pushing the front line because they're also recon units, that's why. Okay, so these Hujaroks will survive for now. But more Hujarok MG42 arrive in the rear. Kazachi getting killed down by the Hujaroks over here. Getting killed off. Hujarok pushing in deeper. That's the Kazachi SVT comes in from the other side. Ooh, Ro16 G1 getting hit over here. Artillery will hit the 75mm. Not getting the kill just yet though. But yes, Badger Jelly is doing a good job in the forest. And good jobs with small counterattacks, always being pretty fluent. So this push in the north now might be deadly. Emcha has been pushed back already. A Pak 40, good choice here. Keeping these medium tanks at bay and allowing the Tyrants to run a bit more rampant through here. Hujarok MG42 also outranging, outdealing most units here in damage as well. Kazachi SVT is the one elite unit you get for 25 points. They bring in 2 AVT 40s, which are amazing automatic rifles, and 8 SVTs. So they have a lot of good firepower below, like between 100 and 500 meter range. But you have to get them there. And they get pushed back a bit. At 25 points, they're still not the most cost-efficient unit ever. Getting pushed back here now a bit. Sis2 coming around, but they're the best elite infantry you get in this division. Saperi Comrade going down. Sis2 trying to deal with the Tyrants. 2-2 Bomber is around to hold on. Badger Jelly now gets pushed back a bit. 2-2 gets a first success here though. Gets an MG42 wiped out. Jargle Yorks down to 1 point. DT trying its best to eliminate them. Amchak doing the job. First Tyrann falls. Second Tyrann did bounce. And now is running away. What is this Tyrann doing? Is bouncing as well with its heat shell. That's unfortunate. He has to disengage here now. Amcha is coming around. Against the Amcha it doesn't stand a chance. Amcha gets a penetration in. Tyrann disengaging. Another bounce. And Amcha gets the kill. And the push of Aruk once more stopped over here. Bit of a push around here. Forest still not captured. Ujarok's trying to camp in here. But Badger Jelly is holding the line well. Really solid game so far from Badger Jelly. Like I said, I'm not 100% happy with the division pick. But Badger Jelly is doing the best with what he got here. And seems to really understand the 9th Cavalry pretty well. And the Sherman, I mean, if it was a counter pick, I think it's a fine, like it's an okay matchup for sure for 9th. The Sherman matchup really helping out. Some Kawasaki SVT down here versus Ujarok in this engagement should help out as well, as the Solid Thorns can't fire under 100 meter range. The RVT 40s can, and the FG31 gets outgunned by the SVT as well. Though it's still a relatively close fight here. Kazakis could need help from the Saperi, but they are not helping out there. Iran's now coming in with a lot of firepower here. And we are still having 2 real good minutes of income for Aruk before it starts to shift again. To maybe put a dent into Badger Jelly's lines here. Another 2-2 coming around though. Fokker Wolf gets pushed back. Can't deal with it. And the 2-2s doing their job. 1,000 kilogram bomb landing there perfectly on top. Airplay from the other side now as well, but it's still at 12-12. And that's obviously pretty good looking for Badger Jelly. With C-Phase just around the corner as the balanced player. Ju-88 gets pushed back. Kazakis trying to come in. Amcha could move forward as well, but a lot of Ujaroks coming in here. 12-12 is on. G2, meanwhile, in the north, coming in here with another 1,000 kilogram bomb. And it's not quite hitting the right building, but 1,000 kilogram bombs don't have to be precision weapons. And oh no, the Ujarok's actually running into it. Yeah, by trying to dodge it, I'm pretty sure Aruk thought it would come directly onto this building. Ran the units a bit into it, taking solid damage there as well. 2-2 spam is real. A bit more infantry would be nice here maybe for Badger Jelly in the north, as only 2 Kazakis are remaining right now. But stopping the Tyrann spam here was really important. Tyranns only get really strong in hordes. Like single Tyranns are easily taken out. But once you got a swarm of Tyranns, they can be so nasty. Their rapid fire just stun locks a lot of tanks, and if that tank ever shows side armor, it's just instantly dead. So stopping the Tyrann numbers from snowballing in the north was important there for Badger Jelly. But in the center, there might still be potential for that. 6 Tyranns still around here. Kazaki SVTs don't carry any anti-tank, that's their weakness. A single Amcha though, getting a 1v1 here, and that should go well for the Amcha. So it's down to 5 now. And Aruk not seemingly not finding the breakthrough that they want here in this game. T-34 76 moving forward. Jarok MG42 is around. Kazaki trying to hold the line. 12-12 is on. Surrender happening here by the Kazakis. Jarok MG42 coming around. 2-2. Another amazing, good bombing run. Not perfect hit there on the Hujarok MGs, but I mean, it doesn't have to be. We are in C phase now. And Aruk hasn't found a breakthrough yet that could be exploited. And time is now really running out. Like every single tick, now tick number 2. Advantage already has dropped from 450 to 300. Next tick, it will drop to 225. Tick after, it will drop to 150. Tick after, 75. Tick after, 0. And afterwards, Badger Jelly will have the overall income advantage for the rest of the game, and it will only get worse and worse. So, Aruk has to find a solution for the problems right now. It won't get any easier with any minute ticking by. I mean, obviously, holding a 12-12 for the rest of the game would get the W, but I'm not optimistic that is possible. I feel like Aruk at least needs a bit more ticking here for at least a bit longer, and then maybe play for the 50-minute time limit. But not gonna happen that soon. Sis3 sitting around over here. Duran getting hit. No, Sis3 against the Duran. Duran 1 gets killed off. Tomrodi will join here as well. JO88 coming in with some 250 kilogram bombs. Most likely will hit the Sis3 here pretty well. 13-11 now going on. But another AA piece is around. 37 here is a bit too far in the rear. Bombs will drop. And kill most likely won't get gotten onto this EJ88. Though 37mm down here has 3-star veterancy, but I feel it's a bit too far away to actually get some really good shots in. We might be wrong though. I mean, if the 85mm might get a direct hit, that would change the situation. Can it get the final blow? No, doesn't seem like it. J88 will get out of here. More bombers coming in though. Amcha getting hit now by Turans and a AT gun. Has to be a bit careful here. 2-2s will find some... Oh my god! Oh! The second bomb was even unnecessary. The first bomb already did all the damage. Oh, wiping out 3 Hujaroks in one blow. And that's obviously big. That's huge. Yeah, you can't let 2-2s run rampant. You need more Nimrods here as a Rook, but that's not gonna happen. OB25 coming around. More 80mm. Running in from the rear as well. Sis3 might get overrun by the Hujaroks here. 40-10 is all going on. 59 for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. There might be a bit of hope here. Because then you might get enough ticking that you could keep Badger Jelly at bay for long enough to maybe win that way afterwards. I don't think we will see a complete win here from Lovash just winning the game by ticking. Captures a flag, but loses a flag elsewhere. At the same time as a Sherman is running through this flag here. That's not a 59. I would say if we get around this territory with the health bar of Badger Jelly, I could see some potential. But getting there will be pretty tough. As you can see, the waves, the human waves of Kazachis, together with medium tank spam now, is real. 2-star veterancy Shermans. Off-map hitting hard here. Yeah, it's highly unlikely that Aruk can keep it up for much longer. North looks hot though. Like, got rid of the Shermans here. Jagdpanzer 38T did a good job. Kazachis get overrun here, but Nimrod also gets hit by artillery a bit. The 2-2 got another 1000 kilogram bomb off, and that might be the end of the Jagdpanzer. Needs to roll away. No, it's standing still. It's not dead yet, but it for sure got heavily damaged there. 2-2 wants to maybe consider disengaging here as well. Wolf will get behind it, but just for a split second. Nimrod a bit too stressed out here to finish the job, I would say. Sherman coming up. 1410 is on, but Veg Jelly keeping it at 1410 at max all the time. Never going down to a 915. And that's pretty good. Still 23 minutes remaining here for Veg Jelly. And we are now at the point where the income advantage is starting to kick in for Veg Jelly with the next minute. Yorsk engaging the Kazachis over here. T75, T34, 76 engaging over here. And 14. And rolling forward. More 20mm mortar in the north. Ojnat's good choice here. Getting a bazooka on top of this Panzerjäger would be really nice. It obviously can deal with all the tanks. Yes, Emcha here in trouble, but Ojnats is around, kills the Jagdpanzer. Might most likely pay for it. Ooh, we have the 59. But we're still a bit away from where I would be comfortable about saying it could get close again. Currently, yes, we have the take here, but now we have 150 points income. And advantage in overall income throughout this game by now already for Badger Jelly, and that will only continue to rise. Emcha here might get hit by Panzerfaust. Yeah, Emcha not dodging, gets killed. That was a good one. Kazachis unloading. Both should be able to engage the Hujarok. Maybe should be able to beat it. Bit of infantry here would be nice. The 3476 most likely will get bullied. Will the Hungarians hold out here? I mean, they at least have cheap units to reinforce the front line with. And the 2-2 here is a bit risky. We have a lot of AA around now. So the best weapon of Badger Jelly's arsenal gets a bit silenced by that. We saw the kill off of the Turan of the Nimrod in the north though. That was an important kill. And 2-2 goes down in the south. The 80mm and the 40mm did their job there, Bofors and the 80mm AA pieces. But in the south the off-map gets the Jagdpanzer. And that's a 10-14, and that's not a lot of stuff in the south anymore. Jagdpanzer over here also gets penetrated for the first time by Assist 3. Can Assist 3 find the kill? No, gets killed off first. Mortar coming in. Saperi over here could move around maybe as well, trying to capture some territory. 59 around once more, okay. 20 minutes remaining. Off-map coming in on the north now as well though. Ran over here, getting engaged by PTRDs. Those don't stand a big chance, I would say. The M42 maybe should move in there, trying to help out. Some Shermans would be lovely as well. 2-2. Not sure if I like this run here. Has 1000 kilogram bomb. Will drop it. Ooh, will turn the wrong way though. This one will go down as well, won't it? Already got hit with some crits here. Jagdpanzer will go and bite the dust though. So it might be worthwhile. I feel like you really don't want to lose any bomber here. And those might... No. Okay, this time they don't get the snipe. So Badger Jelly will keep it alive. Will take a long while to repair though. And with... Like, every damage on plane is important with time limit. Because it means you will get it less times around. Because the repairs take longer. Till the time limit hits. The balancing mechanic that we had in Steel Division 2... Steel Division Normandy 44 for airplanes. That you somehow didn't realize was important. And somehow got rid of the time limit for Steel Division 2. But we brought it back for League, and it's working out pretty well. 59 here for Badger Jelly. Oh no, for Aruk. Badger Jelly still has to bring the comeback. That way I wanted to say it. As under pressure here by the take. And by now, the take has been significant. We are on the halfway mark on Jelly's hit point. We need to see some land grab here. This is doing pretty well. Preseason tournament is going well. Really good game here from both players. I enjoy this matchup a lot, but you can really see the struggles of Ninth a bit now with the infantry engagements. Like if they have to run into, like Hujaroks in the forest, they can beat, but if they have to run into Hujaroks, they have an insanely rough time. The M42 position here might pay off now, as it is about to shoot a Turan from the rear. That should go pretty well. Turan hasn't spotted it yet. Turan gets to 59 once more though. More T-34s coming around. Hujarok getting killed off in the north, but no infantry to follow it up with. Is around. Elzachi's moving in the south. M42, come on. Come on. Find the kill. Wow. I mean, it says 75. Should get the kill there. Yes, there we go. 14-10. Okay, we are on the way to a 12-12. But then we also need to see the counter push from Badger Jelly, taking back the map. And that won't be easy. The push did start late for Avruk, but artillery is around. Ju-88 is around as well. AA got a bit reduced for Badger Jelly. The 85mm in the center has fallen. So the Ju-88 gets through. No LA-7 in the skies, and LA-7 now would be big, would be helpful. Killing off these bombers. Second one coming around. We have a bombing run around here. Ooh. Panzerschreck finds a kill. Ju-88 finds some kills. 59 again here. Will Badger Jelly fall to this? It looked so strong. The defense in the first 20 minutes looked so strong, but then the late push came in here for our Hungarian players, and since then, for sure the trades have been way better for our player in blue. I mean, they have to be as well, as the income advantage by now has risen to extreme heights. But like 600 points advantage already. 6 MCHAs and a bit of infantry is the income advantage by Badger Jelly by now. But the 80mm AT planes, AT guns, or AA/AT guns, the hybrid guns, doing a good job from the rear here for Avruk. And the infantry, the Hujaroks, just so solid. 2-2s here. Try to get through though. Ooh, with some bombing runs onto some AA pieces here. Can they silence the AA? Ju-87 D5 trying to come around. Okay, AA is not fully killed off. Turans and Toldies will have a rough time against the T-34s around here though. MCHA also helping out. Ju-87 D5 shouldn't fly this deep. Restart frequency AA should be able to finish this off. Mistake here by our player in blue. Loses to Toldi here as well. It's back to a 12-12, but only 15 minutes remaining, you know. Badger Jelly still needs to destroy the enemy. I mean, the holes are huge now on the defensive line. The AA gun here got killed. All tanks are dead here now. Southern position also gets overrun. 14 minutes now, but Badger Jelly now starts to tick, and it will get desperate. It will get desperate for the player in blue now. Desperate defense over the next 14 minutes is needed here. An 18-6 for sure is in the cards here for Badger Jelly, if the right positions get taken, and that would absolutely be enough to turn us around. 59 even might be enough at this stage still, but it would need to be taken right now. But I feel like an 18-6 is what they should, Badger Jelly should shoot for. Instead, it's currently still a 13-11 for the opponent, though. And somehow this position in the north needs to be somewhat eliminated. Obviously, this stage here should be taken as well. Kazakhstan SVTs will most likely be good enough to eliminate this position though. SVTs and RVT have to reload, but there we go, and that should push the front line over this. And the Hujarok MGs should be dealt with as well by the Kazakhstan SVTs, as the MG42 can't fire. And the Auto plus PPSH plus SVT should be good enough. That should be the 1311. This flag here still holds. And it's a lot about flag management now here for both players. J87 P5 coming in here with a good run. 1311 for Badger Jelly. 2-2 with a good bombing run. 1410 now. Gets the Panzerschreck killed. Walker Wolf trying to come around. Not finding the kill though. AA still holding. Getting this flag here would be important. It's a 1311 again, as this flag gets taken and this flag gets taken. The center only being held by some AA. Like, the push here is necessary, but Badger Jelly has to realize that it's only 12 minutes remaining. You need to do something here now. You need to do something. Okay. Gets kills on some transport units here though. Has to be careful with the T-34. Running into some AT guns. Another AA gun coming around. These flags could be easily taken. Saparian here, so on, could move forward, as there's no HE shells in this left. I'm not quite pinning it down, but you can just overrun it. T-34 also now starting to push into the center. 12 minutes remaining. Sherman could take this flag as well, but Janelli needs to realize that flags are of the essence now. KD is good enough now. Points are there. You just need to now take flags. And you need to take them in 11 minutes. This is gonna get close. This is gonna get close, guys. Because Badger Jelly is too slow here. Badger Jelly currently is not on par with flag taking. This flag here easily could get taken. Come on, Comrade, why not helping out? Find it. Okay. Badger Jelly. What's going on? Kazakhis falling. T-34 versus a 40mm. Saperi could just run this over. These guys need to capture this flag. Flags need to be captured. 12-12 is not good enough. There's a lot of flags to be captured here. Like, the whole center could collapse right now. 40mm gets the kill. You don't need to kill this with this. Just run it over. You have enough infantry here. Move everything forward. 1311. That's not good enough. 10 minutes on the clock. Jarok still trying to hold the line around here. That tank gun finds the shot onto a T-34. Gets the loader knocked out, but loader not super important. Now has to fire into the frontal armor. Saperi's finally coming around. They should be finally good enough to deal with this. Allowing a bit more flag positioning. One T-34 actually got taken out here. Grand coming up. Assist 3. Coming around here. Kazakhis will lose against these Vajaroks. That might then take back the flag over here. Badger Jelly just not realizing how easy it is to take all of this. 59 now around, but that might be close. This is really close. The 59 would be really close, and 18.6 is needed. I still feel like Badger will most likely get there, but it won't be easy with this current speed. And the opponent is really putting everything in to try to prevent it. AT gun here went down, but T-34 went down as well. A artillery gun here, the wide 49mm is amazing. Jarok's getting hit over here. And the artillery pieces get around here as well. Ooh, sorry. AA pieces coming around. 16-8. I don't think 16.8 is quite good enough. And this is still an unstable 16.8 because Jarok somehow made it in here again. This will collapse now. This needs to be taken though. 59 now. 8 minutes. Come on, Badger Jelly, you need to realize that this is not good enough. Okay, more tanks, 2-2. I mean, the 2-2 can just bomb everything down here now as well. These AA pieces need to move forward. Like, everything forward now. 8 minutes. T-34 here, most likely will get a kill. Pack 40 onto the T-34. Yes, didn't got spotted. 59 around. Artillery is not what you need. You need flags. Flags. OB-25 most likely will lose against the Jaroks over here. Well, it will be close. Because they're not firing with the normal rifles. Slightly out of range for that. Okay, so no, the OB-25 then will win. Snap parry. That's an unnecessary bombing run here. But Pack 40 is joining into the fray. That's what he wanted to bomb. Yeah, this was a bit of a misused bomb there. 59 back, but a 1410, every single tick of 1410 currently is amazing. For a rook. Because it's really tight. I'm not quite sure what the last tick was around here. I mean, there's only one flag to take here. There's 2 more to take here. 3 more to take here. Flags in the north will be tough. Kazakh's trying to come in. Tank here would be nice. Would have been nice. A lot of infantry coming in. Why so defensive? Why so defensive? Badger Jelly. Come on, time limit. Yeah, also could have taken this hill here. 14, 10. I feel like Badger Jelly is losing this now. Like, an 18-6 is, I think, now a necessity. I don't see Badger Jelly being aggressive for this now. Enough for this now. Come on. You got this. You have so many more points. I'm running a bit too much stuff into anti-tank guns maybe now lately as well, but... German is around. Kazakh could help out as well. One got killed in transport. Some annoying things in the north. But even that is hauled with so little. Pack 40 is winning the duel against the T-34s though. Mortar should have helped out with that a long time ago. And these units are not pushing! What are you doing? This is... Saberi, get the flag. Oh my god. I mean, our Blair and Blue is doing everything they need to do. This is an unnecessary bombing run as well. You could have surrendered this Jarok with your tanks. And you're not even hitting here. Oh boy. The Jaroks are getting the kill here. Yeah. Oh my god! What is this positioning? Badger Jelly, why the throw? This feels like a hefty throw. Jaroks get killed down here. 40M. I mean, if you don't know about the time limit by now, that's really your own big fault. We have played... Badger Jelly also played last season of League and so on. There have been enough games around with time limit. But yeah, this is rough to watch. Turan now around. Needs an 18-6 now, desperately. Within the next 3.5 minutes. But the opponent is doing now a good enough job. Like, there's units everywhere around the flags again. So even getting there is now not that easy anymore. So he's trying to push in. There's a Turan on every flag now. Jaroks holding the line here. Jork and Trial also holding the flag in the north. I mean, this would be a flag, this would be a flag, this would be a flag, and then one more flag out of these would need to be taken. Three minutes remaining. But needs to like 4.5 minutes of ticks. Get close to the same. Yeah, J88 going down is nice and all, but not good enough. Why are all these units still back here? Why are all these units still back here? What is going on? 16-8. We need an 18-6. We need an 18-6. Can there be an 18-6? 17-7. One more flag. Can it be done? 16-8. Oh. Zachis. Move around. Such a good defense. First 20 minutes. Would be a shame if that would be gone to waste right now. Sherman could achieve it here. There's still room. 2 minutes. 18-6 is needed though. 40M gets killed off. Jarok gets hit here. Two twos coming around. Hitting things. 17-7. Ooh. Gets the kill. Sherman just needs to run. Needs to run for him. These flags. 1 minute something. Nimrod. This is the 18-6. Oh my god, it's only 1.5 minutes, but it should be good enough, right? I think that is good enough. Needs to keep it up though. Okay, kills one Emcha. Turan. Second Turan. On the way down. Ooh. Oh my god, is this close? I guess this flag also might fall back again. But now this flag might be under attack. Turan over here. Running deep. 17-7. That's not good enough. T-34 running forward, but these units running forward as well. This flag could fall still. This flag could fall still, but only... Oh my god, 50 seconds. What is this? Insanely close game. Go for the flag in the north, not for the flag in the south. This is the flag to take. Ah. It gets taken. 20 seconds. I'm looking at that health bar. Ooh, it's so hard to see. And the Nimrod actually might get the kill here. Oh my god, it gets the kill. The Sherman should hold the front line up here though. Or does it? It's slowly collapsing. There's another flag got taken somewhere. 18-6 is back. 15 seconds. I have no effing clue who wins. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's even. What was the last tick beforehand? Who won this? I think it was Veggie Jelly. Oh my god. Was it? Did you check what the last tick was? If it's exactly even, Badger Jelly wins because he had the last tick. What was the last tick? Was it more than 5 minutes and something? You might have to double check this. Okay, can you send me the replays, guys? Let's redo the other ones already. Okay. Yes, Onord, you won your first round? This one was won by Mimile. Okay, so... Oh no, we don't have this one yet. This one we have. Oh my god. That was a damn close game. Driftslav, what did you try to send me? Is that the link? It looked like real. It's super close. It's super close. It didn't need to be. I think Magic could have won that really good. But I mean, making everyone's heart stuck is pretty good. It's a clip. Okay. Can you send it to me as a DM? And we have a Matcherino again. With free codes again. Where you can just click on the redeem code and add free money to the prize pool. Like, you don't have to pay anything. Just click on that redeem code up here and you add 25 cents to the prize pool. Paid by Matcherino. Not paid by me, not paid by you. Matcherino is doing the job. So there's no reason to not do this. And we can do the last 40, the remaining 41 now. If everyone in the chat would just click it. So yeah, we would already be done with that. And if we perform well enough, we also in future can get better codes from Matcherino. Like get more codes or get codes that bring us up to 50% per redeem. So yeah, you might want to consider doing that. Doing your part. And yeah, this is the Fantasy League, where already quite a lot of people joined in with their teams, getting us ready. Around AS not using up all the budget. And Green HD even worse, leaving 15 open. 15 is the worst amount to leave open because you can't, like, the cheapest player is 20 points. So really inefficient there by Green HD. Don't know if I can let such thing through. Everyone else landing perfectly on the 300. Yes, I added you to my Fantasy League. So I hope you will play Vulcan HD Gaming in the finals of the league, Reef. Everything else would be a disappointment. What is happening? Is my game... Let's... Like, why would they be sitting so long into... My game bugged. Or are they just really sitting that long in the start the game thing room? Do some people have to rebuild their deck for a decade? Okay, at least I can get my coffee now. Chill. Okay. So, let's see. Do we finally have games running? Yeah. In deployment. Okay. Let's jump into Jack versus Mimile. Jack, a player we haven't seen in a long while. But Mimile is a player that's up and coming. So, could be an interesting matchup. What are the divisions? 97th versus 26. That's a hard matchup. Not gonna lie. Also, pay out the people for the previous round. And let's start a prediction. Our Shire 97th is scary as hell though. Like 97th sounds super scary here. Don't spoiler. Yo. Don't spoiler Reef. Reef still wants to watch it. But yeah, 97th on... How do you let that through? How did that happen? I mean, 26 is a good division as well. It's a pretty decent division for the map as well, I would say. But... Huh? 97 was a bit surprising. It is a bit surprising. So, Jack is on the left. Okay. Here we go. Who will win? Will Jack be able to do it? Or will... Huh? What? Oh, I put in the wrong names. Wait, what? Here we go. Mimile versus Jack. And we are live, I think. We can speed up slightly. Not really though. You know, no we can't. So Jack coming around with a lot of forces in the south. Mimile on the other side. A lot of tankos and so on. So could be an interesting matchup here. Could be a really interesting matchup. Over here, KFZ, Pencil 3N. Could be an interesting one. M42 in the north. Okay, so not so much deployment of Mimile just yet. That's on the other side. A lot of cheap stuff everywhere. Yeah, Panzer 3N Ls are amazing. 40 points. They're some of the best cheap tanks around. Yeah, the rest here is not that impressive, but Panzer Grenadiers and 5-point half-tracks are pretty powerful again now since the buff. Though obviously half-tracks still slow, so you don't want everything in half-tracks, but we don't have that. We have other units around here as well. A couple more Panzer Grenadiers in the north. A couple of flamethrowers. SDKFZ 250/10 is an interesting choice. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. 65% 65mm penetration is a bit lackluster. 12 rate of rounds per minute is good, but not... I mean, that's completely off the charts either. And the HE shell is really mediocre as well. And yes, Mimile is strong. I mean, Mimile is rank 11 on the leaderboard, so... there for a reason, I would say. Ognomachiki, Maxims, M42s. Dangerous and Nikki. This could be nice. You don't know Jack? You're not that new, Reef. You must have seen Jack in previous seasons of League. Like Jack has played, I think, season 3, 5, and 6. Or 3, 4, and 5. And yeah, Mimile is new. But Mimile is really high on the leaderboard. Like, if Mimile can bring the performance from the ladder to the ranked, from ranked onto the from ladder to ranked, from ladder into the tournament, into league, I think there's good potential for Mimile being the champion of Division 3 this season. But we will see. Like, I'm not sure if Mimile is a one-trick pony or something. Maybe you just need to ban the right divisions and they crumble. We had that in previous seasons before. Why people who haven't played in tournaments usually don't start above Division 3. Because playing tournaments is still a different thing than playing ladder. High ladder ranked isn't always translating super like smoothly into League. Obviously, I wouldn't put him in Division 5, but I think Division 3 is a good point to start, especially as Division 3 this season is strong. Like, not a lot of pushovers there either. In general, the field of participants this season is quite high quality. So I'm pretty optimistic it will be one of our best, if not our best season so far. Really hyped. Okay, over here. Is that Pentagon here? A lot of good things coming around. Talking about Chicky, Maxims. In the middle. Nice one coming around already. 26 obviously also has some good high end. Has some Panthers, has some Gorillas, has the Flak Bus. So, could be interesting. You can find the brackets. I can give you the brackets of... let me give you the bracket of Division 5. And then you just need to change the... You can find them on our Geelong page. Either you check the Geelong page of us out, or you just change the... In the code, just change the number here. If you change it to 4, you get to Division 4. If you change it to 3, you get to 3. If you change it to 2, you get to Division 2. Obviously, Division 1 hasn't been drawn yet. But in the Fantasy League, you also see all the name. Grafmare. You also see the league, all the names in there as well. There you have them all together on the left side. Well, it doesn't really matter. If Allied is better, you just ban 9 allies and 3 X's and then it's balanced. Like, yes, the top 2 divisions, top 3 divisions are allies, but after that it's pretty mixed. And like after bans, there's a lot of good. Like it's not like the first 20 divisions are allies. Like in the top 20 divisions, there's maybe 12 allies, 8 X's, which is not that bad. Like there's a reason why we allow for mirrors and so on. And for more bans on one faction than the other, but in general, the Axis versus Allies balance and the general balance overall after 12 bans is great. Like even after 8 bans, I would say it's pretty good. Like but yeah. Meanwhile, Flamethrower coming around, Ersatztruppen coming around. I mean, if you compare Onords and Gonzos and everyone else's current tier lists, you can really see that balance must be pretty close because tier lists are so different. And the reason why it's so different is because just a small little difference in playstyle and perception of the game makes people consider different divisions so differently, and that means that they must be pretty close in balance. Flamethrowers versus Chicky around here. That's tripping coming around. Like obviously it might also mean that we don't quite have fully grasped the current meta yet, but in general, like obviously the top 5 divisions are still relatively the same for everyone, but after that it gets really wild, and even there we have some differences. Panzer 3L coming around. Guardian DP sitting here in the rear. That's triple sitting around as well. Panzer Guardian moving forward. Coming in over here as well. Chicky hitting these over here. Mr. KFZ pushing in. We have balanced versus balanced. Mimile at a 14-10. So Not sure if they just like balance or if those two players here believe that balance is the best income at the moment. Because Maverick got more nerf than balance did. So yeah, we will have to have a lot of interesting meta checks. Like obviously at the end of this season we will have much better knowledge about what's currently going on in this game. How the balance looks, what's the best. If Maverick is still the unbeaten #1 or if there's some options to play around it. And Mimile at the 59 here. Looks pretty top. But Jack obviously had some amazing results in previous seasons. Won a Division 1 in Season 5, it's Season 4 I think. And yeah, for sure not a bad player here. Hasn't played super much lately, but a bit more active again. And Guardians here get pushed back. And the Cornelius will push forward as well. 14-10. With balance versus balanced, everything below 59 doesn't matter super much yet. It's more about the KD, and the KD so far looks somewhat even. Maybe even better for Jack. Like having a really good combined arms push here. In the north, being pretty methodical. So the setup of Mimile, not bad either. 12-12 re-established. Mimile with a slight advantage. Obviously, if it would stay now on the 12-12 forever, then Jack would be forced to push eventually in there with the time limit. But I don't think that will happen. 13-11 for Mimile again. The ideas over here though will get surrendered. And yeah, the center looking pretty good for Jack. Good combined arms here. Puck 40 holding the road. Light armor around everywhere. Yes, the KFZ's slowly but surely hitting on things. Panzer 3L doing an amazing job. Helping out. IS-1 comes in the north now. To try to stop the Panzer 3Ls around here. T-34 will have a rough time against him. I mean, you can make that pretty easily in your head, but no, nobody has updated any graphs yet. I mean, the 50-point difference is not that huge, but it's for sure a difference you feel, I would say. If it's really making the huge difference in the end just yet, we have to see. As I said, Maverick still feels the strongest, but the question is by what margin is it the strongest? Is it at this margin that it is the best no matter the map, no matter the division matchup? Or is it like Vanguard maybe now better in some maps? Balance better? Before Victory better? We'll see. 12-12 is going on. And Mimile's reinforcements coming in here into the center. Trying to help out. IS-1 has arrived in the north. Has to be careful. No infantry in front of it. Luckily for the IS-1 also no Panzerschrecks and Panzerfaust in the direct periphery. But the Panzer 20 of Panzerfaust is there. That could, if the IS-1 is really careless, get the advantage there. Panzer 3Ls have to disengage. Against the IS-1 they're rather useless. That's in the mid. The Panzer 3L trades versus T-34. Good trade for Jack, but starts to lose more things around it as well. And you want to keep the combined arms alive. You have to keep an eye on that as 26 gets a bombing round with the Focke-Wulf bombers in the south. That should allow pushing into this forest to work out. A lot of Satztruppen together with one Pioneer. And one Panzer Grenadier. Panzer Grenadier obviously not the right unit for this situation really, but still will get some damage output in there. And well, Guardia DP holding this written line of buildings. These building blocks here getting held pretty well by Guardia DPs. Interesting choice here by Mimile going with unvetted Guardia DPs. Usually, currently we see everything with at least one star veterancy when it comes to infantry being brought in. Mimile currently going with 0. Has leaders around to vet them up, but going for the higher numbers. With balanced, that might pay off in the end. As that Stupen obviously on the other side can't come with veterancy, but the Panzer Grenadiers come with some. Tanker Syndicus come with some veterancy as well though, on the side of Mimile. That's Stupen getting overrun here. IS-1 is holding the line. 12-12 still going on. This game might go long. These two players seem to be relatively equal in their skill level here so far. I would say I like Jack's playstyle currently slightly more than Mimile, but I am waiting for the first off map to hit the middle. I am waiting for the first off map to come in here. MG34 coming around, hitting the Maxim in the north, outranging it there. 1311 is on for Jack this time. AA coming in the rear. Focke-Wulf fighter bombers have annoyed Mimile not enough. Doesn't want to let that happen again. Well, it's more pioneers come in as well. Like 40 in the south. Meanwhile over here, Ognomachiki get killed. Pioneers moving in forward. Maxim from the rear hits the Ersatztruppen. Mimile's red ore getting some sniper shots onto the Ersatztruppen over here in the north as well. Panzergrenadiers getting a bit outnumbered by the Guardias, but not quite outgunned. Not yet, though there they go. Yeah, pinned down, need to disengage. A lot of firepower here now, 50 cal half-tracks around everywhere as well. Focke-Wulf trying to kill the Red Dreador, going one man short. Red Dreador sniper still around. Bit unfortunate there for Jack. 1311 continues. Maxim though gets engaged. Panzer 3L closing in a bit as well. Therefore Panzer 3L has fire support doing decent-ish. Not the best fire support units, but since the buff of the DT, the T-34 at least does some damage with that as well again. The Panzer 3L S2 MG34s. The main gun's HE value is rather lackluster as well, as it's only a 50mm, not a 75 or 76mm, like most other medium tanks. Panzer Grenadiers here, dealing with some Guardias. Guardias getting outgunned here. Panzer 3L helping out. Pack 40 trying to get forward. And Jack really has found a good way of dealing with these units down here. Putting on a lot of fire onto these. Maxim getting onto Panzer Grenadiers. And as I said, I like Jack's position currently more. But an off-map could change that. Maybe Mimile is just waiting for the right unit saturation to really hit hard with an off-map in the center. Pack 40 is around in the north. Gets a crew panic on the IS-1. IS-1 has to disengage. Pack 40 in a good spot. Gets the kill. IS-1 falls in the north. That's a big casualty here. Obviously IS-2s will come around later most likely, but IS-1 is the biggest boy in A-phase here. And losing that hurts. Hurts a lot, but on this range, yes, the Pack 40 is super deadly. And it gets a good kill there. Ersatztruppen going down. The 40 gets another halfback though. The rest of the forces up here of Jack got heavily decimated. But stopping the IS-1 means that the Pack 40 and the Panzer 3L should be able to hold against everything else trying to push onto this flag. So should keep the north at least somewhat stable for Jack for a while longer. But some more infantry here could be helpful. Mortar half-track coming in from the rear. And this escalation of battle in the center continues. Currently, Mimile only bringing in reinforcements of infantry. Has an AA set up at least in the rear, but Jack going the next level, bringing in artillery. Bringing in one more level of complexity. On the other side, we have Oskin though. So the heaviest tank on the battlefield is still in the hands of Mimile. Not quite an IS-1, but a T-34 85 still not a pushover unit. Panzer 3L will have a rough time against that. Needs to be careful. Sis-3 coming around. Look, seems like it tries to get a kill into the Panzer 3L. Another T-34 coming around as well, as we are in B phase now. Mimile South looks nearly like looks on par with the power balance in the north, having way less than Jack, or like the opposite of the power level in the north. Jack bringing in more reinforcements now in the north. Panzer 3L retreating to a position further in the rear. And 1311 now for Jack has been going on for long enough that Jack has the advantage now when it comes to points. but only by a sliver. They still have to see a lot more of this game, I would say, to see really who will have the advantage in the long run. As the KFZ builds to Maxime, Guardia DP, and Guardia moving forward. Pioneers over here seem to go down. Fokker Wolf coming in with a bombing run. Builds to S3, S3 falls to it. That's Trippin getting hit by Red or Sniper. T-34 sitting out over here. Against Real. Trying to get some hit off. Gets killed off by Oskin though. And Mimile has turned around the trait effectiveness in the center again. Now it's Mimile with the better hits again. And Jack's situation here doesn't look too hard. Nothing with anti-tank currently. If Mimile would know what we know right now, the push here could be quite simple. But 3 Panzer 3Ls already on the way to try to fix that. Plugging the hole in the lines. And the infantry of Mimile currently still on the way back, then on the way forward. As the MG34s from the side do a lot of stress damage here. So, yeah, good setup here for Jack with these two. Helping out a lot against the T-34s. Or like taking away the infantry support for the T-34s. Radio mortar. Always dangerous. Now hitting a position where there is nothing though. A bit of a waste of ammunition there. Big AA gun coming in from Mimile. 85mm hitting the front line. As the 37mm has been killed off. Not quite sure by what. I would expect by the MG34s. Would have been a really good kill. Maybe the mortar. And the mortar now trying to kill off the T-34 again. Mimile has to be careful, as this one already took a lot of damage. And might need to reposition. Mortar from the rear also joining in. So mortar is now hitting onto this T-34. And 1 or 2 direct hits would be enough. Panzer 3Ls killing off another T-34. Mortars get the kill. So only the T-34-85 is remaining here for Mimile. Once more, the balance swings in the middle. No action in the north. No massive action in the south. P2 coming in for Pak 40. 20mm tried to stop it, but yeah, they're not capable of doing so. The spread of the bombs might be too far though. Pak 40 might survive. Yes, Pak 40 survives with 1 hit point. So the 20mm still did a job. Somewhat. Like saving the Pak 40 for now. Question is, will something else kill that Pak 40 before it can come back into action? It's down to only 1 hit point. So 3 else moving forward. They got the better out of Oskin. One of them has fallen, but trading a Panzer 3L for T-34-85 is a trade you take every time of the day. And Jack really keeps the pressure up here now. 1311 is on. We are closing in onto C-phase, but Mimile losing a hell of a lot of important units lately. And the 1311 advantage by now has grown to a somewhat sizable advantage by now as well. 85mm trying to hit the Panzer 3L. Panzer 3Ls have to be careful. It's a really exciting game here right now. Absolutely loving it. Also for the semifinals we will have a co-caster most likely. Yogdog should be around soon. I'm looking forward to that. Then you will have another lovely voice next to mine around. As the KFZ over here gets hit by the 85. That's the 3L. Gets hit. 85mm over here is getting hit by AA pieces. 20mm without veterancy are bad. Not sure why he did it without veterancy. But 20mm with veterancy are decent for the price. I mean, they're super cheap, so you don't need to expect too much from them. But they help you out winning dogfights, and they can keep slow bombers and recon planes at bay. And that's basically what you want from them. Panther A moving forward. Yeah, but without veteran, like, AA without veterancy doesn't kill. Has been always the case. And on 20mm, that kill power is already pretty low, so without veterancy it goes even lower. Time limit is 50 minutes, yeah. 13:11. Panzer 3 has fallen. Panther A moving throughout the open. And the commander has joined the battlefield. We have a leader that will profit from this as well, on the front line already. So, yes. Good to see someone using commanders still. Like, currently a lot of things feel viable, including commander play. I've seen it more again. Like, it has fallen off. In the flatline meta back in the day, it was really popular. Had fallen off quite a lot afterwards. But now it's back somewhat. I mean, in the really early days it was super OP with because the infantry commanders were way too cheap. Then they fixed the prices of commanders across the board, making infantry commanders a bit more expensive and making tank commanders a bit cheaper. So now also you have a choice when you bring your commanders around. And yeah, they had fallen off a bit again, but we see them a bit more often again. With one extra veterancy on all your stuff is pretty worthwhile. You put them next to AA, your AA just gets so much more effective. Like bringing in more and more reinforcements. Bringing in the off-map now as well. 97th obviously is nasty. 13:11 is going on. Artillery now on top of the 85mm. Don't let yourself get fooled. This radio is from Mimile here, not from Jack. Jack's radio is not going that far. It's nearly getting that far, thanks to the Panzer Grenadier here. But that Panzer Grenadier leader might not be alive for much longer. As yes, 97th and its off-maps on Harosharia is brutal. But Panther... No, what? Did the Panther... No, Panther moved to the front line. Oh, wow. Panther moved into a town. That's risky behavior. But that could pay off as well. There's a T-3485 on the other side. This could be an interesting matchup. 2-star veterancy Panther A. 13:11 going on. Panzer Grenadiers doing their job up here. Dealing with some Guardias. Type 40 in the rear. Mortar half-track. Trying to get some hit onto these 85mm. Not quite landing it just yet. But it's nearly down. So the third off-map out of this 152mm is coming in. And that might be deadly. As it hits the Panther's position. It hits the Panzer Grenadier leader. Panzer 4 leader coming in. That might be the saving grace for the Panther that gets pinned down. The Panther has to be really careful. Off-map now coming in. Jack needs to be on his toes. Off-map hitting really well over here. Panzer Grenadier Führer goes down. Panther actually moving forward rather than backwards. Gets a kill onto a half-track still. 152mm not the deadliest for tanks, but often can still pin them down. Whilst over here, artillery comes in. We have a 122mm artillery piece in, and now we also have some rocket coming in as well. Yeah, this is really the reason why you ban 97th on Harosharia. Harosharia's town is such a nasty place to be getting caught by off-map in. Off-map is really strong in the center, but Jack, the advantage by now is really strong when it comes to point. But this circle of death currently includes Panzer leader, some Panzer Grenadiers, Panzer 3L. Might include some 20mm autocannons in a second as well. This off-map might allow Mimile to take over the center. Both Panthers are not in it, but both Panthers also will have to face an IS-2 now, as 97th also has that up its sleeve. So it won't be easy here. Mortar half-track though, doing a good job. Now bringing in the smoke, okay? So Jack wants to push right now, but the push might come a bit too late as the off-map is starting right now. Panther falls to the first shot of the IS-2. IS-2 being an absolute beast. M30 trying to hit the other side. And yes, Jack's aspirations of a push get caught in a hailstorm of in a super big firestorm here. Wolves get some good hits onto the Guardians over here. The south is still breakable for Jack easily here. We are in C phase now. Both sides have good income. My FPS rate drops hardcore thanks to the off-map. And the off-map kills everything. This is rough. We have one Panther remaining. And we have a lot of nothingness. Versus a hell of a lot of Guardians coming Jack's way now. The mortars will have to work overtime now. Good dodge there. Warp Ramen is on the way. But this off-map was rough. Now the gap will be filled by forces rushing in. 12-12 is on. South is still beatable. Jack could plug the gap, maybe in time. Wolf Ramen will be super important. If that thing hits gold, it might not be over yet. The mortars are on point here, forcing the unload. Stopping Mimile from just rushing deep through the lines. The mortars are really important here. Every second that Jack can buy time here now is key. Jack needs to buy time. The half-tracks here working really well against the infantry. Guardians trying to push forward, not doing so too well just yet. Half-tracks around the map doing a good job stopping things. Bomber on the south could be nice. Jack has the air advantage. And the off-map is out. Question is, are there two off-map cards? I don't think so. I think there's only one of those. Maybe there is a C-phase card of air off-map. But I don't think there's a second card of these. I think you only get one in B. I'm pretty sure that was a B-phase card. Panzer Force coming up. Obviously the IS-2 is super scary. Wolf Ramen is now aiming onto it though. And the Wolf Ramen is pretty close. Mortar half-tracks not used right now. Could be useful to try to deal with this push still. Half-tracks giving their best. Try to stop the hordes with their MG42s. Being super important right now. And oh, the Wolf Ramen is on power. Mimile reacting though. Quick with the reaction. Should get out. Yes. The Wolf Ramen not getting the kill onto the IS-2. Really quick reaction on the IS-2. Super important as well. You can't lose that IS-2 right now as Mimile. Jack holding on like crazy. The mortar half-tracks did such an important work here. If these infantry units would have been able to swarm in all of these buildings, the position would have been insanely hard to come back from. The way it is now, it's still tough. IS-2 gets hit. T-34 coming up. We have another off-map. This another. It's a 152mm. What? Okay, that's a B-phase card as well, I guess. So there's two of these to endure for Jack. Yeah, this is tough. The IS-1 already has fallen. Oh no, the IS-1 died in the north. Panther A coming around, Panzer 4 coming around. Guardia getting hit. I mean, who wouldn't pick 97th on this map if it's open? Like, I would put... If someone leaves me 97th open on this map, I would pick it every time of the day as well. It's just... It might be the best division for this map. Maybe 2nd Indian Head is better. But other than that, I don't think there's much that is better than that on this map. Panther has to disengage, got out of there. Off-map not getting the kill. Mimile though, now under 13-11. Starting to catch up to Jack. But 40 minutes remaining. Jack has a sizable advantage. Just only needs to make that work somehow. Wolf Ramen could use some supplies. Mortars keep on shooting as well. More Panzer Grenadiers coming in good numbers. IS-2 is super scary. Panther gets out, but gets shot again. Wolf Ramen obviously needs to hit that eventually. 12-12 is re-established. southern flank could still fall also for Mimile. You have to keep that in mind. Focke-Wulf, fighter bomber in the south, could allow Jack to make this a win. Northern flank, I don't think is winnable for either, like pushable for either side with the current power balance. And the IS-2 already got some damage in, so it's not unbeatable. But the next off map here comes in, and that looks like a money shot once more. So a couple of Panzer Grenadiers go deeper than that. Panzer 4 versus T-3045 gets the kill. Good kill there. Mortar doing their job, trying to kill another 37mm. Panzer Grenadier from over here, helping out. 12-12 was re-established. Might even go to a 13-11 for a second here now. A lot of the IDPs in the rear, sitting idly. Off map coming in. Wolframen is reloaded. Another Opel Blitz ammunition coming in. Wolframen could be used soon again. Panzer 4. This is Guardia. Wolframen that forces the IS-2 to move and then engaging it with the Panther could work. Or other way around. Like hitting it down with the Panthers and then hitting it with the Wolframen. But obviously first you need an engagement angle for that. But the 12-12 is already fine enough. And another off map is coming in deep, but that's too deep. That's not really hitting anything anymore. Jack is in front of that. Maybe they should have cancelled this off net. This off net is not a good one. It only hits 2 units. Hits them pretty hard, but not hard enough. Panzer 4 and 20mm doing pretty well. Jack holding out meticulously well. Like the mortar is really saving where the saving grace. Otherwise Mimile would have had this whole town under control already. As the KFZ here falling to a T-34. Panther Ace staying alive though. You don't want to directly fight the IS-2, you always need to disengage and re-engage again. And the Panther gets found by the IS-2. That's rough. IS-2 gets a kill. You always need 2 Panthers around at least. Around the IS-2. And we might see more IS-2s also joining the battle later. Currently only T-34s. But IS-2 is super hard to kill here. Off map still coming in. MG42 holding the line. 21 minutes remaining. 12-12 is what Jack needs. Mortar half-tracks being pretty good. Wolframen coming in. AA is too good now for the Focke-Wulfs to be used here. Focke-Wulfs should be used in the south, as I said. And Wolframen landing around the IS-2, getting the hit, getting the kill. IS-2 is down. Panther is the biggest boy on the battlefield again. Even kills another T-34. Wolframen does the job. Another Wolframen coming up as well. Off-map still going down back here. Being annoying. But that was an important kill. Now Mimile needs to afford another IS-2 who have the same fearful, powerful, fearsome army on the battlefield. Panther, still a bit on its own. Could use some backup. The 4 here versus the Panzer 4. Panzer 4 gets the next shot first, gets the kill. Panther gets side-shotted here. You can't lose the Panther here. You need to disengage with that for a while. 12-12 is happening actually though. The half-track's doing an insanely important job here for Jack all game through already. Really keeping them in a good position where they can't get shot by the PTRD. PTRD is super dangerous for half-tracks. So all the Guardia DPs here can kill them. You just need to stay out of range, but still be in range obviously to shoot them. So really well done. It's not as easy as it looks, what Jack is doing here. And the Panther A needs to be microed well as well. IS-2 number 2 comes up now. But every minute that Jack can keep it at a 12-12 is a good minute. Wolframen number 2 shooting now. Panzer 4H coming up in the rear. Like 40. Not getting the kill onto the T-34. These T-34s and Guardias might get caught in the Wolframen fire though. Guardias go down. One T-34 goes down. Second T-34 will survive for now, but has to fall back. 13-11 for Jack. Jack getting the tick. IS-2 is coming up, most likely will change the balance a bit again, but with 2 Wolfram you can also permanently annoy them. And Guardia DP over here. Oh, most likely will get overrun in a second as well. Panther getting the surrender there. Good job. And the mortar half-tracks doing amazing jobs here for Jack. Really one of Jack's strong suits since we first saw him in joining a tournament. Mortar usage, overall the Americans, one of their strong suits. Always has been. Still is. And the Panther now is currently the biggest boy in the front line. All the T-34s have been taken out. A lot of Guardias around, but no more off-map shenanigans. Oh wait, I'm wrong. One more off-map shenanigans. Jack currently taking down Mimile. Push in the south still 100,000% viable. AA still around. IS-2 nearly on the front line again. Goes to Beretta in a good spot. Not quite able to kill off the Ognomachiki in time though. Okay, I was wrong. One more off map. Okay, it's coming in. Circle of Death 2.0. He had one more. Guardia's getting hit. Jack could overrun the south easily. And make a whole new situation open for Mimile to deal with. But currently both sides are just so stuck in this slug of war. The KFZ going down. Oh my god. 13-11. 33 minutes played. 17 minutes remaining. Jack currently has the take on Mimile. Advantage by like 10 minutes on normal take. Obviously only 5 minutes with double take. And the off-ramp comes in. The Panther most likely is dead. Yeah, Panther goes down. Panzer IV most likely goes down as well. Circle of Death. Doing Circle of Death things. And yeah. E2 coming in. 12-12 re-established. Panzer and another Panther. Both Ramens are reloaded. Can be used again. And that was really now the last of these meme thingies. So Jack still has forces around. And the push doesn't look as scary as the first time this came around. Mortar halfbacks also did a good job, but AA is too strong to use bombers in the middle. Bombers need to be used elsewhere, Jack. Try to figure it out. Figuring out the south would do well. But Jack, for now, holds on. IS-2 is coming around. Panzer IV needs to retreat in a second. Otherwise, Mimile will take it over again. Mimile playing pretty well with the off-map, obviously. But the tank engagements of Mimile were pretty underwhelming so far. Not gonna lie. Infantry fights, decent. But the tank fights in general, Jack usually did the better job. That one jump on the Panther was good. Otherwise the situation would have already looked even bleaker. But the rest, not so great. 12-12 going on. 14 minutes remaining. Wolf Ramen once more shooting. Wolf Ramen number 2 shooting further in the rear. I should be shooting onto this position instead. IS-2 is rolling forward instead of backwards. This Wolf Ramen should reposition. Leader will go down here most likely. Will be a good hit. Yes, there we go. Ooh. Focke Wolf coming in with some damage onto the IS-2. And a second of Wolf Ramen a bit wasted. Panzer IV trades with T-34, not what you want right now. Focke Wolf gets shut down. Yeah, Focke Wolf needs to be used in the south. As said. Ooh, Pak 40. Maybe with some side shot potential here? Not quite. But mortar halfbacks helping out. And mortar halfbacks can deal with IS-2s as well if they are on top of it. Focke Wolf can't be used in the center. Jack needs to realize that if the Focke Wolves should be of any use throughout the rest of the game now. 13-11 still continues though. Flag over here has been taken. Important take. Important tick. Every tick right now matters a hell of a lot for Jack. 14-10 actually happening now. Like, with only 30 minutes remaining, the advantage currently Jack has is sizable and something that for sure will be tough to beat now for Mimile. Panther A is around. IS2 relatively pinned down, can't be used right now without fear of losing it. Mortar halfbacks once more on a good spot, forcing units to unload in the rear. Really good usage of those. Overall, throughout the game, absolutely meticulous use of these two mortar halfbacks, getting so much value out of them. Panzer 3 faults, but Panther shooting on Guardias, not on T-34. IS2 coming around again. Panzer 4 trying to get a shot off. Will bounce though, and will most likely die for it. Yes, Panzer 4 goes down, but Jack still on the 14-10, getting more ticks. 12 minutes remaining only. This looks hot. T-34, 76. Coming around. Jack getting the T-34 killed. MG42 holding the rear. Panzer 4 getting the kill here as well. Good smoke usage. Panzer 4 hitting the Guardia DP. IS2 coming around here. Panther. Can I get the shot off? Can I get the kill? Yeah, it gets the kill. Good usage of the Panther. At this close range it has a good chance of penetration. So yeah, not a super big gamble there. Panther gets the kill. Meanwhile, M30 coming around. Like, did caught the IS2 and reload. Might not have gotten out there before the IS2 would have gotten the reload. Ooh, M30 finally gets a mortar halfback, but with the IS2 down... Oh! I was about to say it doesn't matter, but something that's the ammo explode on that. I'm not even sure what did that. Was that a PTRD getting an ammo explosion on the Panther? Or was that the... What did get the I think it was a PTRD getting a ammo explosion on that Panther. Damn it. Making the game once more a bit exciting at least, but Mimile seems to be running out of stuff. Okay, now with a push on the south setup. Okay, that's where the reinforcement went. Panzer Grenadiers here, holding the line. Panzer 4. Shooting, both Ramens are still around. And they are still effective. Coming in hot. MG42 dealing well with the Guardias. Jack on a 1311. Panzer Force moving forward. Well, this Panzer Grenadier now is going for the flag as well. T-34 goes down. Panzer Grenadier here holding the line. 14-10 happening. Jack on a good way to victory. This should be it. Or is Mimile getting the breakthrough in the south now? Mimile investing a lot into the south. That P-39 looks rather risky. Flak 38s don't have veterancy, but this P-39 should have been above them for too long. Yes, P-39 goes down. AE goes down in the center for Mimile as well though. And the armored push here seems to be unstoppable. Another T-35 comes around. But that just seems to be too much. 5 Panzer Force, supported by infantry and halfbacks. An armored push, like everyone likes to see it. Like combined arms. How Panzer Grenadier divisions, or Panzer divisions envisioned it. And this is going hot right now. 1311. Mimile might get the 1212 established in the south. Might even get the 1311 here, but by now 1311 for Mimile is not enough. And the center is also really close to collapsing. So yes, Jack will move on to the semi-final here most likely. Panzer 4 engaging the VG VOD. Gets half-track killed here though. MG42 gets killed off. Thanks for the follow, Choi. Welcome to the channel. Let's all of these units keep on pushing. Panzer 4H moving forward. Guardia getting killed off. And this situation is looking rough. SIS-2 coming around. Like 40 from the rear. Panzer Grenadiers also helping out. Yeah, Mimile will try to find a way here, but in 7 minutes I don't think there is one. Panther A to block the way in the south for the T-34, trying to get in cover so that it will get the first shot, as the T-34 won't spot it in time before it gets the first shot. Good idea, really good idea by Jack. Yeah, perfect positioning. We'll get the ambush here, as the Panther easily spots the tank in the open. The other way around, not the case. Misses with the first shot, but T-35 had the turret in the wrong way, has to rotate the turret around. Only now is aiming. Panther will get a second shot off beforehand, gets the gun jammed, will get the kill. Great, even in this moment, really good idea, really good quick thinking from Jack, showing you what a high caliber player he is. And 13-11 is going on now. 7 minutes 29 remaining. Yes, it gives them stealth. It gives them the same stealth bonus as all other units receive from yellow cover. Wolf Ramen. And it also, I'm not sure if it gives them stress bonus. I don't think it gives them stress bonus. But it gives them stealth. You can hide your tanks in light cover. Wolf Ramen over here. Breaking the next position. The artillery usage out of Jack was even better than the artillery usage out of Mimile. Like, to be honest, Mimile didn't really follow up the AA as well, the off maps as well as it could have been. And that really was what cost him. But also Jack's reaction was good. Like, Jack's positioning at first place, I mean, if you play against 97th, you have to expect these off maps. And some of his units were just perfectly clumped for it. So, yeah, you can feel sad for it, but first of all, always ban that JD division on this map. And second of all, yeah, just position better if you have to play it. But then the firefighting afterwards, the crisis management was just on point. And that's what saves the victory here. Like, playing better beforehand and then getting caught off a bit with pans down, but having strong enough arms to bring them back up fast enough. So, yeah, 14-10 here for Jack. Going pretty strong. Guardias getting killed off. 5 minutes remaining. But Jack even might go for 59 here in a split second and end the game before the 50-minute mark. Well, I mean, I would say in other matchups it might have been even better for Jack. Like, I think there would have been better matchups out there that you could have played with bans, but still did well. And Mimile surrenders. So, GGVP to Jack, moving on one more round in the preseason tournament. Yeah, Mimile. We'll have to play... Oh no, not Mimile. What the hell? Jack. Ah, I'm stupid. Reopen. Yes. Jack. Jack. Go. I'll have to play Champion of War. Badger Jelly versus Onord. I guess went to Onord. And Herr Robert won against Legit. So Herr Robert versus Onord. That's a hot game as well. In the semifinals. That's a really hot game. And I have no clue how good Champion of War is. So It will be interesting to figure out as well. But Jack for sure looks in shape. I watched. I looked at the duration because I remember you starting at the last place and you were like back in here after a really. 5-minute prediction. Here we go. Okay. Why does everyone hate Syl? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think Syl is a pretty solid division. Like, I have it in A tier. It might be B tier, but the infantry, the artillery, the Shermans, and a solid mix of anti-tank guns, I think, are just good enough to make it A tier. Like, the infantry is a bit hard to use sometimes. You don't have the super like, I mean, you know, you have 4 Pren troops, but like 4 Pren infantry. The second card of the 25-point version of that would be amazing. Like another Maro Pren, I think it is, would be amazing. But yeah, I also don't know why everyone hates Syl so much. But I'm also an artillery lover, so. But I don't feel like that deck has many weaknesses. Like, the weakness is it doesn't have a 2000 meter tank. But you have enough solutions for that. So yeah. One was Strelky. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, 5th Gebirgsjäger has been nerfed, but still has a lot of powerful tools as well. We will see light tanks versus light tanks here. And the infantry battles will be tense. Though I would say Onord is slightly better with infantry than Herr Robert. Robert is a really good user of support equipment. And like, has a good positioning when it comes to setting up like combined fire arcs. When it comes to the like specific micro of infantry combat, he's still absolutely above average, but not the creme de la creme. Like one-on-one unit micro, he loses against the top players. But the question is, can he set up a front line that can compensate for that? And that's 100% possible with 5th Gebirgsjäger. We'll see how it goes. So, let's see. I would say giving up the south would be a good idea for her, Robert. Robert is not agreeing with that, it seems, though. Yeah, the Italian 20mm are nasty. MG42, Püppchen. I mean, Püppchen is not too important here, because you don't run into too many tanks early on. You have some BT7s against you, but BT7s, well, lose out against Stuck for sure. So, let's see. Here we go, Gebirgsaufklärer. Gebirgsführer. Pioneers. On the other side, some BTs. Some Gonostrel KDP. A leader. It says 12. Not want to get bombed in the south. Yeah, Onord has invested a lot into the south. I feel like letting that run into emptiness would be a good decision. But I'm not sure if everyone agrees with that. I feel like the Gebirgsjäger's advantages lie around this area. You want to win the hill with them. Okay, he somewhat agrees. He's not going fully empty in the south. Gets a CR42 here. Gets an... Ooh. Ooh. The memes. The memes. And the AA is in the south. Not in the center. So Robert will force the unload here. Nope. Or not hitting at all. What? Perfect dodge there, I guess, by Onward. Stopping for a second. I'm not sure what happened there. What the fuck happened there? You need to attack ground. You can't attack unit. But... okay. What the fuck? The attack gets through. Now units engage each other here. I mean, the engagement still goes well for Robert. But obviously the south is a different story. And... yeah, these units holding out, but oh, they're way too clumped. Ah, they should fall back. Oh my god, spread them out. And, oh, this is devastating. Okay, no, it's actually hitting worse than I... okay, why is... I'm predicting them all wrong, those bombing hits. Like, the infantry fight went well for Robert there for a good while. Now, obviously, though, it's different. The Brooks Fusiliers pinned down, not fighting so well. More units coming in. That cluster bomber was amazingly bad. Like, I mean, it's a bad HS-129. Like, the spread on these are already pretty trash, but... also, what? Yeah, if you obviously need to attack ground. You don't want to... yeah. Let the enemy be able to... yeah, okay. That was... something. M42. Pushing forward, though. Pushing too deep. Not realizing that there's still one Gornostrelki around. Losing one. At least not losing the others. Reacting there. But he'll still one for Robert for now. Will lose the south. Jerrycan bombs did do a bit of damage, but now Gornostrelki will overrun them with their PPSH power. And the power of the DT. Again, this section of the map is Gornostrelki territory. Geburgs Fusiliers coming in again. I'm surprised by the Geburgs Aufklärer. I don't get the Geburgs Aufklärer totally. Like, wasting a card that you could use for better recon infantry on books. I know, Geburgs Aufklärer is the normal sniper teams, okay. Well, I guess that's decent. More Gornostrelki with 3 Servants around. There's a leader that I think is hidden behind it. Yeah, there's a leader behind it. That's why this unit card looks so weird. Geburgs Jäger coming around. Still slightly out of 100 meter range. BT7s moved around from the south to help out in the center. Only one Stuka is around. Another P40N coming in with a bombing run. Geburgs Jäger needs to run. No, didn't run. Dies. And now there's a lot of firepower around here with BT7s. CR not being microed quickly enough, maybe? Ah, well, just in time, I guess. Just in time. No, doesn't get microed further. Dies. Onward up to the 1311. Will Onward go into another final in the tournament? Gornostrelki gets hit here. Stuk M42 hits the Gornostrelkis in the south. BT7 get the kill onto the Stuk though. And now Robert for sure is in trouble in the south. You don't want to go in there, Robert. You don't want to go in there. Don't invest into this. HS-129 coming around to hit the BT7s. But yeah, this is one of the worst cluster bombers in the game. It's really only good against heavy tanks. And then the cluster is not that high in damage, so even against heavy tanks, not that good. But against everything that can move out of the way, they can usually dodge because the spread is pretty small. Question is, will spread happen? Oh, actually spread is not even needed because CIS-12 also is fast enough in pinning down because HS-129 is also a slow plane. And CIS-12 is a good AA gun. Somewhat low on ammo, but everything else on this AA piece is pretty good. One more shot, will that? No, that shot won't kill it. Okay, Robert needs to get something that deals with the BT7s. Bergsphere out in the open. Wagen moving around. More M42s moving in. Bergsphere pushing in north. B-phase will be where Heroic will most likely have one more shot of salvaging the situation. We get there actually. Bergsphere Fusiliers trying to hold the line. The Bergsiegers need to retreat here. Not doing so. M42 coming around. BT7's moving in the north. A lot more Stuks coming in. Speerwagen hitting from afar, but an M42 will most likely end that Speerwagen's whole career. And the Boston bomber keeps on bombing. Stuk. M42 hitting on something. I think it's on these BT7s. Okay. Not hitting. Now gets the kill though. Sniper is still shooting on Nostrakis from the sides. Infantry of... Like, the snipers really have bled out Onord's infantry here heavily in the center over the last couple of minutes. But both sides have taken a lot of casualties. So Robert has taken more, especially has lost more important spots around the map. Maxim pinning down over here. Looks visibly pinned down in the north as well. Robert not the best air user. So... And you kind of need to be good with air in this matchup to, like, keep your ground units safe. Because you have good fighters. You have the card of set 205, I think. Which are good fighters, but you have to use them because your AA itself is rather lackluster. Like, not bad, it's good support AA, but it's not killing AA. So, your fighters have to do the killing. Nostrakis over here, getting hit up. BT7 comes around without being spotted, as it is in light cover. Now gets spotted. Onord can disengage again. And Onord actually gets killed. One BT7 will die for it though. Still a good trade for the BT7s. It's the Stuks, but the firepower of the infantry of Herr Robert here is insanely much higher in the center. Like, it was a good decision to fight, focus the fight here. Obviously, just a couple of things that went wrong with the cluster bombers and so on that made it a bit tougher for Herr Robert. But currently, the infantry trades go just so much better for Herr Robert here. The Bergsiegers with their MG42s, supported by sniper rifles, do a good job against the Nostrakis. Nostraki firepower on the long range, not as amazing. Like as I said, DT got buffed. DT is good now. Single DT is still not life-changing. Not a life-changing experience. M42 is good though, and Boston Bombers is great. We're starting to get the advantage in the center here for sure again. But the north obviously will be a problem. LG42 though, good 2000 meter support. The Bergsjäger coming in as well. The Bergstreifer from the rear for more fire support. BT7 goes down. Bigger caliber tanks will come around in B phase though. Or no, not in B phase, in C phase. There we will get some bigger. Well, in B phase, the tank advantage will still go for Herr Robert's tanks. Like, yes, M3's Lees are pretty good, but the Stuks are better, thanks to higher rate of fire. The M3 Lees only have 7 and or 6 rounds per minute on their tank guns. I mean, they have 2 tank guns, so that's pretty nice, but I guess combined they have similar rate of fire. Like, not a bad tank. And the air is an issue here. Robert needs to consider dealing with that. Okay. Flak 38's coming around. M42 under fire here. Will go down before it can get another kill. And it's a 12-12. I'm not sure why you called it GG in the chat. Because it doesn't feel GG at all. Like, Onord has the advantage on the flanks. but Robert has the advantage in the center. And it really shows you the firepower of Gebirgsjägers. And Onward engaging it pretty wrong in the center, I would say. It does as well. Like, a bit over-eager, I think. Realizing that he was ahead. Rushing in there. The air is an issue here, though. The LG-42 dying in the north there is rough. And the Boston Bombers will continue. Like, Robert needs to find a solution for the air war. Needs to engage that right once to change this dynamic. And 220mm are nice and all, but they won't save you. As I said, you need some fighters to intercept some of these. And I'm not... That's the one thing that makes me a bit scared for Robert here. Infantry fight-wise and so on, I think he's fine. The firepower connection here is good. Just the air. The air is a thing that needs a solution. And the question is, can that be found? More Gebirgsjägers coming in. There's Stuk 4 in the north. Stuk 3G. And Stuk till C-Phase will be the best boy on the battlefield. And then the question is, has Onward actually the C-Phase things in the Maverick deck? Gebirgsstreife here. Coming in. Gebirgsjäger pushing forward. Gebirgsstreife need to disengage. And 42 pushing back the Gebirgsstreife. BT7s trying to push in the north. Gebirgs Fusiliers coming around. 12-12 happening. Stuks helping out here. Gebirgsjäger will get the M42 here as well. Stuk bounces it. That's a bit lucky. Like even against the AP shell version. Gebirgsjäger getting pushed back. Yeah, but the 5th Gebirgsjäger doesn't have that AA. That's the thing. You have Italian 20mm and German 20mm. And in team game, artillery also can still kill off your 88s. So you can't fully rely on 88s as well. Fighters, like having good fighters is still a good thing for a deck always. You can't fully replace that usually. Though yes, 88s can lock down things pretty well. Luck Feelings at the moment for sure can. Like Luck Feelings at the moment are amazing. A bit too strong for sure. Will need a slight nerf again. Not to the previous level. Like the previous level they're way too weak. But maybe the mid level in between can be found. And yeah, Robert still has an off map. Onward hasn't shown us his off map. P40 and the 820 Boston coming in. 820 Boston not going for the AA. Expected it. It tried to run for the AA. 320mm still not quite enough. Yeah, the P40 still can go rampant. Oh, this P40 is... Focus fire this P40 would have gotten it killed. Now, maybe slight bit too late. Focus firing it like 2 seconds earlier. I mean, this might still go down. Is this going down? Ooh, it's super close. Yeah, focus firing it like a second earlier would have killed that P40. Is off map coming in? Nope, still no off map for Onward. Boston getting hit. And Priest trying to come up. Gets one Stuk killed. Gets penetrated by the Stuk. Another Stuk coming up. And more AA or fighters are needed. But Robert is on a 59 now. Stuk gets killed. Well, the best AA, the best big AA is actually the Italian 90mm in the new 4th Alpina division. But you sadly only get one card. Another Stuk coming up. Some fighters are needed here, really. Just to support 20mm, you need fighters. And you can't let the Boston Bombers come in endlessly. Like, Onward is trading horribly on the ground right now. But still is compensating with the air. And eventually he will also have enough airplanes that he can just kind of forget about it completely. Interesting push idea here in the south. Not working out. Needs to retreat right now to save these units for a split second. These pinned down units need to run. Not doing that right now. Off map in the north, bit wasted. Or not just a bit wasted, like kind of heavily wasted. Although there's not that much for Onward in the north right now either. Like the 59 here is serious. No tank remaining in the middle though. The M3 did the job there. Stoke is on the way. HS129 is on the way. Sis-12 is still in the rear. These need to retreat. Boston bombers coming in. Off-map in the center would be good. Off-map in the north was pretty wasted. Black here still can be taken to a 459 here for a Robert, which a Robert needs to get up there. 320mm are nothing here. Like, Boston bombers are really resilient, so you either need fighters or you need like 5 or 6 of them. With 5 or 6 of them and good focus fire can still kill them. Pin here is an amazing choice. One of the reasons why this division is so good. Gets 1 kill, shoots another shot, gets a miss there. P40 is still coming around, getting another bombing run off. Yeah, the air needs to be stopped here, Robert. You can't just leave that rampant. That air will win or not the game if a Robert doesn't do anything about it. I know a Robert is not the most, like, the guy who likes air the most. Not quite Vincent or Curbs level of hate for air, but not the biggest fan of using it like in fighting actions, because yes, he's not the best micro player when it comes to air micro, but it's needed here. Like, you need to have some fighters. You don't even need to engage, you just need to keep the enemy at bay. Like, keep a fighter back here so that Onord is too scared to bring the bombers in. If you're not feeling comfortable about engaging in fights, you don't need to engage. You just need to keep the enemy away. But currently, 320mm don't do anything. Like, that 120 point investment might as well have gone into more infantry. That would have taken more time for Onord to bomb to death. And that would have taken maybe a couple of flags instead of these 320mm. Currently, these 320mm don't keep anything at bay, don't kill anything, and don't allow you to really get a better position. Well, the bombers of Onord did some damage though. Like, the Boston bombers is what keeps Onord in his life in this game at the moment. Everything on the ground did jack currently for Onord. But the bombers did kill 1 or 2 infantry per time. I guess the AA is doing a bit of a job of prolonging the reload time on them, but the P40s and the Boston bombers are the only thing that's trading positively right now for Onord. If you shoot that down, Onord is dying within 3 minutes. Instead, it's currently only a 1311 for Robert. Another off-map here looks hot. Though the off-map in the center is super hot for Onord. Like, this off-map is insane. And 203mm is killing off-map. So, if it hits. It is has a bit of an accuracy problem. 203mm had a couple of gaps. So sometimes it's really inefficient, but if they hit, they... Okay, it doesn't hit at all. What? Okay, it all hit around here. Yeah, that's the issue. Like, it's not as consistent as the 172 or the 150mm off-map. But if it hits, it would do really well. But yeah, most of the artillery shots somehow hit here instead of here. Okay, that was unlucky for Onord. RNG, Jesus, not on the side of Onord. 170mm off-map in the south, instead doing really well. Yeah, this is more consistent because it fires a couple more shots. Yes, they are less deadly, but the RNG evens out better around the whole circle with more shots. So, yeah, second try here for Onord. 1311 for Heavy Robert still going on. Before the end coming in. Before the end. Coming in for the Gebrooks Fusiliers. Or for the MG. Yeah, getting another kill. Like, these P40Ns each have like 4 or 5 infantry units killed by now. They've for sure paid off. Big time. Stoke standing in the fire. Snipers helping out from the rear. Infantry engagements here going so wrong for Onord. So wrong. In the center. Like, the MG is in the rear is such good positioning. Like, this is really Robert's strength. Using MGs and infantry support guns is what made Robert Division 1. Which is also one of the reasons why he dropped out of Division 1, because like some of the infantry support guns got nerfed. They don't have 2000 meter range anymore. The OB-25s and the IG-18s. So that nerf did hit him quite hard. And planes are needed. Not as Bavaria though, what? More 20mm are coming in. But all the others, there's only one alive at the moment in the center. All the others got killed by the off-nap. Kills an AA of Vonord here. But needs fighters. Where are the fighters, Sir Robert? Does Robert not have a single card of fighters in his deck? If this is the case, Sir Robert is dead. Like, it doesn't matter how well you trade on the ground if the enemy has 8 bombers that can circle through the rest of the game. It can hit you every single time. And also, you should never play this deck without fighters. So where are the fighters, Sir Robert? These P40s are just murdering Sir Robert here. He needs to do something about this. 1410 is good. And Onwards is just taking one bad infantry right after another. The M3s start to slightly perform here. We are in C phase though now. So both sides will run out of stuff. Like, won't have much on the front line anymore. Only one 20mm, one puny 20mm around for Robert. MG42 goes down over here. Push in the south didn't work out. M3 is still around. The Sis did get some important kills here. There's no off map right now. So, yeah. Weird game. Burgstreifer versus Moskaya Pekotta. Helping out. But the M3s are dangerous. Donostraki is engaging an MG42 here, out in the open. The M3 is helping out with that as well, so the MG42 most likely will die. Oh, it's also bugged in alignment. I think there's a slight elevation there, and that's why. Just 129 trying to get a run off in the north. But Onor already microing back. Well, for now, still sees it though. Could get a kill there. HS129 actually can kill anything in frontal assault as well. Has actually two 20mm in front. Did he lose line of sight? No, he should be killed. Or maybe not. Hey, this cluster bomber is so bad. Oh my god, is it bad. Robert is ahead now, but it's still 25 minutes. It's still 25 minutes. Okay. A20 Boston flying around. The Bergsjäger coming around. P40N is around here as well. But the single 20mm is not doing anything. The P40N's just, yeah, now gonna overwhelm it. Another off map coming in around for Robert. 1212 is up though now, and yeah, the bullying of AA is happening. Like, the infantry fights are going so horrible for Onord. Onord is taking one horrible infantry fight after another, but it just really doesn't matter, because at the same time he loses an infantry, his bombers kill one as well. And his infantry maybe kills a half one, and then he's still ahead a half one in the end, thanks to the bombers. And you should know this as a Robert, right? Like, this is not so surprising in development. Like, both sides did some weird choices in this game. Boston Bomber is now killing off the Stoke there. Yeah. Really, not a single fighter. Books here getting hit down here. Depends on what you want in your Artie Joy. But like if it's cost efficiency, 8th Indian. 8th Indian has both caliber and cost efficiency. If it is just cost efficiency, it's the Italians. If it's caliber, I would say something with a Mercer, maybe. But then there's also some, like, it's pretty hard to say. Like, I would say the Italians, but that's for 1v1. And just from a cost efficiency standpoint. Yeah, her robot is dead here. Uno does it, but that was a bumpy ride. And I'm really not, like, yes, 126 wins, but it really didn't feel like it was 126 that did the winning here. Like, it was a HS129 and a bomber as the only air units out of a Robert against a division that doesn't have tanks and that has some of the most airplanes in the game, but not the best airplanes in the game. Like most airplanes, not best. 126 doesn't have the like 6th airborne level of air tab. Brooks here holding out, but 59 is now going on for Onord. And as I said, the air tab just wins it, and the Robert has nothing against it now. And he now even doesn't trade positively on the ground anymore because the air units have whittled down his combined arms so much. Because you can't keep a AT gun alive if you... so your units that can trade up just get killed here. Your AT guns just get killed here. Meanwhile, P40N helping out, killing off the Bergsäger. Boston Bomber coming around. P40N flying. 14-10 here. Onord is gonna win this. Yeah, like Robert is trying, and infantry fights are still going decent, but everything else is just dying, and even infantry is now just dying to the bombers because yeah, these Bostons are coming around for the 6th or 7th time by now. If they can only kill half decent, they have paid off already. And the P40s, even less reload time for a pretty decent bomb load. I think, yeah. The P40 spam is insane. The Bergsäger go down. And yeah, her Robert is pretty dead here. We have some T38 coming around. Everything for a DT, I guess. But there's nothing here. There's nothing. And every single unit that comes around now has 3 bombers flying for it. You just really can't let it... Like, I'm an air spammer. It hurts me to to see the reaction here. Like, this is not one because air is OP. This is just one because nothing was done to try to avoid getting killed by air. Like, Robert was just watching this from a bystander's perspective. Like, oh yeah, more planes arrive. I guess I get a 20mm. That will help things. And her Robert surrenders. Damn! Like, yeah. Weird start. I feel like there was more in this for a Robert. But Onord... I want to see the deck. I want to see the deck. Like, what was in that deck, Robert? What was in that deck? We have the deck code. Okay. Like, you can't go without fighters in that matchup. Okay. There. What? Why were there no C205s on the map? Like, some of the best fighters in the game. Like, cost efficiency wise. They have better resilience, that's a problem. That's why you have to keep them on your side of the battlefield. Why didn't we see a single one of them? Why is Bavario? Like, what was the decision making behind this Bavario? Ah, I guess we just tried to outspam the... What? Okay. Hmm. Yeah, no, like, I'm not talking about it. I mean, but the investment, like, we might as well not invest into 320mm in that matchup. Like, 320mm are not stopping anything. Like, rather invest into a single Veltro that has a chance of shooting something down. And that you can bring in to scare you away. And why do you, like, why does, like, rather invest into Veltro? Like, he could have outtraded you. His infantry was doing better than yours. Like, you threw away infantry in an alarming rate. But in the end, your P40s just traded so insanely well. Like, your Gonostrelkis were just falling like flies. But the HS129s and the Spavario investment was just horrible. Okay. Yeah. What was the O deck looking like? Like, what would have an air battle looked like? I mean, obviously the P40s. And obviously the start was already pretty bad for Robert, but then he recovered because you entered your stuff into his, and his snipers just got insane value. But, did I... Was that a new code even? Oh no, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Yak 3s and Hurricanes, you can't beat that. As I said, obviously it would have been an air micro battle that he wouldn't want it to take, but he needed a fighter to scare your bombers away. He needed a fighter to get you contested there. That also can sneak in and kill us, because it's faster than all your stuff. Like, it can... He could have chosen the engagements with this fighter. Well, Yak 3 is as fast. Yak 3 is also a really good fighter, so... As I said, would not have been easy. But he needed something like it. He couldn't not just leave it on. Like, getting bombed by 8 bombers straight for 20 minutes is just... like, he traded so much better than you did on the ground, but it didn't matter because your air tap just rolled him over. Killing, like, 200 points of his. But the other game is still going on, so... Guess we're gonna go into this. Or... Champion of War. No. Oh, wait. Oh, no, there we go. So, Jack versus... Yeah, but he also had you off the pill again. Like, it was not just like, oh yeah. Oh, what? Okay, I see why we still are in a game. Wait, no, that's not the game. Yeah, I went into the wrong one. I went into Panzer's game. Yeah, I clicked Panzer's game by accident. Game? Stop trolling me. Stop trolling me! Okay, now we go. Yeah, the finals is best of 3. Unless you both agree, like, if you both feel like, yeah. Okay, we are on a balance versus balance matchup here as well. Okay, Champion of War, bringing on 97th versus 21st Panzer. That's a hot matchup. We'll give you guys 2 minutes to decide who will. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Hello, this is Ryan.
Okay. Guardians in the north. Jack with a pretty fast setup here. Champion of War. 97 versus... Okay, really see no King Tiger start. Okay. 2-3-3s are still around, even for 40 points for Jack. Didn't expect anything else. We'll speed a bit through this game. To get a bit closer to the end. Please don't just put 10 points in. At least put 100 points in. Even if you feel like it's a bit of a funny meme. I mean, 100 points are still not that much, but you... Like, 10 points is always a bit... Jack is really good. I mean, Jack was Division 1 player for a reason. I think decent is a bit too low. Put the standard on. But being up against 97 once more is kind of a meme. Like... Especially on another map that is pretty off-mappable. I wonder what Jack bans when 97 is open twice. He was in the league. And he was Division 1 back then. Guardia coming up. 16-8 here for Jack. Okay. I have the feeling currently you will figure out how decent he is, Onord. I feel like you will have the chance of figuring out how decent he is in the finals. L23M. Took a while to come around. Gepard. Moving in here. IS-1 in the rear. 59 for Jack. In a balance versus balance matchup here. Let's go up on 3 speed. T-39 flying around. As ground attackers. Not the biggest fan of them as ground attackers. Range is rather limited. And they're 39. Yeah. T-34-76 moving around. 59 happening. 14-10 now. Another T-34-76 moving into the north. Guardia getting hit here. IS-1. It's the MG-42. Moves further forward. MG-42 does fall. This one also gets hit up. Gets killed off. Mortar half-track. Trying to hit the Guardias. Pack 38 gets hit up here. L2 33 not coming around, not getting the kill. Negrosoniki is over here getting hit. Guardias and Saperis moving around. Negrosoniki get hit. T-34 versus Panzer 4. Gets the penetration first. Ooh, but yeah, classic. These are classic Jack mortars. Hitting the IS-1 pretty well. We're constantly moving. Panzer 4 though gets pushed off. And mortars helping out once more. Jack has to fall back a bit though. 13-11. He faces more Shermans rolling in. Martyrs helping out against the T-34-76. IS-1 rolling forward. Well, IS-1 has a couple of weaknesses. Its biggest weakness is only 1 per card. Second weakness is only 1750 meter range. Third weakness is speed. But yeah, it's a good tank. Like the base values, the base stats are really good. Penetration, armor, accuracy are all pretty decent. Sherman versus T-34 around here. M2A1 holding the line. 1410 for Champion of War now. Mortar half tracks keep on firing. 242 has to get out. Gaia getting hit. That's stupid. Getting bullied as well. Mortars engaging on the left side now. CIS-2 has to disengage. 120mm. Trying to retaliate. Not quite finding the kill. P-39 coming around. P2. Good bombing run as well. Not quite getting the kill. 59 for Champion of War. Half-track gets killed. IS-1 holding the line pretty well. But the infantry of Jack is slowly pushing back on here. 234 helping out as well. Guardia getting the kill though. On the half-track. Panzer Grenadier nearly pinned down, but not quite. 231 gets the kill. IS-1 still around, but Guardia over here, has to be careful. Doesn't quite get killed by the 233. L2 bomber trying to come in. Not finding anything though. But IS-1 still holding the line. No King Tiger out yet. I'm surprised by that, not gonna lie. Maybe it's the C-phase card of King Tigers. Maybe Jack is going the long game here. But we have a Pak 43 around, which is as deadly. Okay, IS-1 goes down. 1410. Bomber coming in the north. Get some good hits in. L2 gets pushed back though. P2 coming in. Pak 43 nearly getting killed off there, but not fully. As the AA at least made the P2 spread further. Mortars hitting the CIS-2 gun up here, getting the kill. Guided DP getting hit by the 233 now, gets forced back. PTRD not good enough to kill it. Gepard's moving on. More P2 bombers coming in. No Focke-Wulf just yet. Pak 40 survives one more P2 though. And that P39 stayed long for too long. Yes, goes down. Meanwhile, Oskin and another T-34-85 once more in the north. 1311 going on. Off-map could be really strong in the north. Off-map comes in the south though. Mortar half-track for Jack. Black 41 coming in here as well. To help out the Gepards. Off-map is really wasted over here, not gonna lie. 1410 going on. 233 trying to get up the hill. Panzer 4H hitting the Guardia DP. T-34-85 in the rear. 1410 here for the Champion of War. Guardia DP getting pushed back. 304 getting killed off. Guardia DP pinned down. But 1410 is still going on here for Champion of War. Not super dangerous yet, the advantage here. But obviously always threatening a 59, and the 59 would get a lot of points here out of Jack's health bar. Mortar half-tracks helping out. We are in C-phase now. Will we see a King Tiger eventually here out of Jack? Off-map in the north. Mortar half-tracks continue their job. That's Chupan going down. Like, what's the level up here? What's the base idea behind picking 21st? Is it just for the mortar half-track? Is it just because it's a tank division that has mortar half-tracks? Is that literally all? I mean, Panzer IV is also pretty omnipresent in the play of Jack so far. Both flags still controlled by the Champion of War in the north. Meanwhile, Panzer Grenadier comes in from the rear. L2M3 running into more Flak 41s and Gepards in the north. M30 trying to counter battery. Once more, M30's counter batterying mortar half tracks. A lot of electric boogaloo. Okay. Meanwhile, Panzer 4 coming around up here. Getting pinned down. Tis2 gets hit as well. Off map, good job. Panzer 4H trying to come around from the rear. Su-85 goes down. Panzer Grenadier pushing further. Therefore, hitting from the rear. Smoke off map. Smoke artillery coming in. And from the rear, 81mm mortar. Hitting around. Smoke coming in. 1410 is on. Whilst these 81mm mortar also trying their best. Pin down things. Jack on the 1410 again. Pushing pretty hard with the off map. Still no King Tiger. What are we even playing this division for? If we don't get the King Tigers, Jack, that's a bit lame. Only for Shermans and Panzer IVs, really? Really? Is that what you want to show us? No fancy big boys. Where is the gameplay for the Wereroos here, Jack? Where is the gameplay for the Wereroos? Okay, we're really close to catching up with where they were. Thanks for the follow. I'm not quite sure how to read those symbols, I'm afraid. 81mm mortars coming around, but welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a good time. And yeah, hope you're enjoying this semi-final as much as we do. Even though we're watching it at speed, because I think they should be close to finishing in the live version. Now we're having nearly caught up with live. So we'll end with them, so that we can go into the finals directly. T-3045 goes down. Guardia DPs getting killed off. Jack seems to be all ahead, but once more Jack running into the lovely 97th off map. Having a lot of forces around in the south though. But P2 bombers coming in time and again. No Focke-Wulf fighters coming in against them yet. And no King Tigers. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's working decently here. But come on, think about the viewers. We want to see big boys. We want to see big boy action. We want to see IS-2s versus King Tigers. AKA King Tigers. For all the Wereroos out there. Not hitting the CIS-2 gun here too hard. But off map, radio mortar still doing a lot of work here, as always. M30s trying to do the same in retaliation, but not hitting super well. M30 pretty inaccurate. 1410 still continues. Gorilla coming around. And Grenadiers doing their best job possible. And yeah, now we are in the live version. Minute 33. Off map. Our mortars continue. Got ADP pushing forwards. And mortars do their job as well. IS-2 versus Panzer Grenadier. Doing the hitting. So now we need the King Tiger. Come on. IS-2 is out. The champion awarded his part, Jack. Do yours. We need the big boy action. Deliver it. We want to see the King Tigers. Off map coming into the north. To finally retaliate, at least. Off map to hit back for the off map. And retaliation is possible this time for Jack. With those Beobachtungs Fahrzeugs based. I'm not quite sure. As it says French, I'm not sure what French tank it is. It looks like a German chassis, no? Oh no, it's not a German chassis. Is it a German chassis? Not sure. Not sure what Tank chassis, that is. It isn't. The 26 frontal armor, it's not a challenge chassis. Yeah. But French reconnaissance tank that is pretty slow, gives us some off-map. 14-10 still going on here. Will still be enough to win the game before the time limit. L2M being pushed back. Guardian DP's being bullied here. Panzer Grenadier is doing a good job in the center. Pak 43 is around. Pak 43 loses line of sight. Okay, has line of sight again. T-3485 out of position here. Will get bullied. Has to disengage. Guerrilla and Flak 41 helping out. T-3485 bites the dust. Has 2 on the way in. But doesn't want to take that engagement either. Still no King Tiger, only the soft form of it. E2 coming around for another bombing run into the center. Surprised to see them completely uncontested in the air. Like, yeah, Flak 41 though, by now nearly good enough to stun them, but not quite. Could maybe use some veterancy. Off-map nearly arrives. It's a good off-map. It's relatively cheap for 3 barrages of high caliber artillery. As it is below 200mm, it has still 3 barrages and not just 2. So that makes it pretty solid. Like the biggest caliber, I think the second biggest caliber. I think there's a 180mm or so as well. Or some Soviets or so. But one of the biggest calibers that has 3 barrages for sure. And Studebackers here get killed by the Guerrilla. Guerrilla shot did fly a bit around the corner there, because it flies so slow. But it's for sure doing its job. IL-2 coming in as well. Black 41 and Gepard doing their part to try to stop the IL-2 M3. Panzer 4H will get hit here. Jack on in 859 now. Yeah, the DP will get killed off here in a split second. Off-map still flying in the north. Rocket keeps everything from moving forward around here. But a good off-map from Jack with the 172mm should also break the back of the opponent in the north. The champion of war is struggling here. Only the IS-2 maybe the savior, but for that you need to annihilate the Pak 43 first. And there's not that much to support this IS-2 afterwards either, to be frank. Another Flak 41 coming in. 30. And the 122mm trying to kill off the Pak 43. Not quite finding the kill though. Panzer 4 disengaging out of the Guardian DP range. Bringing them down pretty well. That's 81mm mortar. Try to hit some Guardian DPs in the north. 59 continues. 2 minutes 25 on the clock for the champion of war. And the Ju-88 comes through without interception. And that's the end of this IS-1 here most likely. Even if the first one doesn't kill it, which it might already. Okay, no. Yeah, no it does. Here we go. Yeah. Jack goes the safe way. Bringing in both. Not solving it with a King Tiger. Solving it with airplay. T-3045 here trying to come around. P2 bombers trying their best as well, but only 1 minute 50 remaining at the south. Now has a problem. Like the Guerrilla and the 20mm autocannon cars and so on could now just roll through the south completely. Panzer 4 here gets killed, but T-3045 went down before that to the Flak 41 and the Panzer 4. So yes, Jack has this in his pocket. Has one on all flanks. So it will be a Jack versus Onod game. M30 without radio are pretty useless, yeah. Like, the only time M30s were useful were when they had the heat shell on and 2000 meter range with it. But, yeah, GGVP here to Jack. The champion of war pushed for a while pretty well, but Jack in the end winning this one relatively decisively and goes on to the final. So we have a final between Onward and Jack. And that should be interesting. That should be interesting. Will it be the third? Yeah, will it be the third game where he has to go up against 97? GGVP, the champion of war. You did well there for the caliber of your opponent. Like, gave it a good run for him. Gave Jack a good run for his money, but he's obviously a really strong opponent. And yeah, like for a short while, it looked like you really had him on the edge. Maybe a bit too many M30s. I have to agree there with Onward. But yeah, the mortar half tracks are nasty. Mortar half tracks of Jack are pretty good. I guess the direct kill list here is not that long. No, but they kept things pinned down and so on for such a long while. So I get why you kind of wanted to go into the artillery game, but I guess you just have to endure that a bit. Yeah, the off maps were maybe a bit lackluster as well. Like those would be my two criticisms. The M30s and then the off map. But GGVP, still. Well played. And I'm looking forward to the finals now. Looking forward to Onward versus Jack. And we will do a short break and then we will be back with the final. Jack versus Onward. And show this. Here we go. Oh boy. Bets are nearly equal. Jack versus Onward. It doesn't quite work like that. Does that work? It's still not. Completely different to where it is in my feed, but it didn't work either. Come on. That's better. Jack versus Onward. Okay, 2, 1. Let's go. Here we go. We have to flip the side. Onward having the better side on this map, I would say. I like red side more than blue side. But let's see. Especially for Maverick, because you have 3 flags in front of you that you can take somewhat. Whilst at the other side, taking these 3 flags is quite a bit harder. Like, I feel like Maverick as blue, you're often kind of screwed already. Maverick as red is doable. Like, it's still not easy. Often. But I mean, yeah, SC152s feel like the hard counter here. 4 cards of them, so... yeah, Slut's Quest is a bit interesting. I mean, blue side can attack the northern town. That's like blue side's one big advantage. You set up in the north. So also even these flags are relatively like pushable. Like if you push this one, you also get these 2 often. But yeah, blue also has the forests down here. So like it's not completely imbalanced or anything. Just feel like as Maverick you can push 3 flags here, which is a good advantage as Maverick. Whereas the other way around it's harder. Like for a balance versus balance matchup, blue side might be better. When it's about pleading out and like just trading out, then blue side might be better. So if time limit still also doesn't fully allow for that. But for Maverick versus balanced, I like for the Maverick player the red side more than the blue side. So we'll see. What's the plan here? We obviously have tractions. We obviously have pew guns and tractions. We have pioneers and levies. Okay. We have some stock 3Gs. We have some more pioneers coming in. something around that. I think it has more. I think it has 210mm of penetration or so. No, like it's penetrating everything pretty. Like it has more than the King Tiger armor has, I think. I think it has 210. Well, I might be wrong. What's the game plan here? On the other side, we obviously have some BMWs with PTRS and so on, so those like tractions won't get insane amount of space for free. They will get good amount of space, but can Jack really make this work? I wonder. Can Jack make this work? So here we see 12-12. Ostlegionnaires. MG34 coming around. Pioneers, Brandenburger, Ostlegionnaire. More Ostlegionnaires around here. Pioneers. 47mm. Meanwhile, on the other side, SU-76s. Good amount of SU-152s. 1, 2. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Thanks, Onord. Exactly our thought. But... yeah. Good that the professional also gives us approval of this, of my theory. Both sides should be ready now, and here we go. Can we click them away? No, only Onord can. Okay, going away now. SU-152 is coming around. Fractions coming around. Puck 177 in the north. But you first have to get the southern front. But the SU-152 should allow push that southern front. And there's no 2000 meter AT around. Like the SU-152 might just get base. But you have... well, it does make a difference, right? They're both 70. Like yes, you have tractions, but your normal trucks are not Opel Blitzers. Unloading in perfect succession here, so that not a single shot came out of these onto a vehicle. But that the unit already could start opening fire. Really good job there by Onord. We'll lose a couple of units here. Puck 40 is around, but the SU-152 will go to town. Oh no! Need to unload. Okay, gets unloaded. But OB-25 is around. Stuk is helping out. One PTR has made it through. Northern Town doesn't get taken by Jack. Unit over here dies to 152. But no tanks around. Only, well, 1T-34 in the south. BF-109 trying to come around, but the 37mm is on the hill. And that's dangerous, actually. Ah, yeah, wanted to turn to the left. Turn to the left would have been a really wise choice here. That loss will be big. And I don't think this BF-109 will survive this. Yes, BF-109 goes down. Can't really stay directly over a 37mm. Not a healthy exchange there for it. Look, moving around. 13-11 so far. Like over here already has fallen. SU-152 now coming in with the bully. This might be a quick one. No, DMA exact same speed, both are 70. Like I also first thought that and I saw it, but yeah, no, DMA is also 70 DMH. 2-2 coming around. Well, the Leffy is obviously really fast for a heavy carrier. Like, as it can that the Levy can carry your big AT guns is pretty helpful. 70 speed with like 41s or like 38s is pretty insane. Yeah, this position looks kind of dead for Jack, not gonna lie. Like losing the fighter like this and so on, like a lot of things went wrong. Southern engagement didn't win as expected. And the SU-152s now seem to just go to base. I mean, 14-10, if the flag over here can be held, but no. Jack surrenders. GG, game 1. Wins, goes to Onord. Yeah, same. Jack versus Onord. Jack coming in from the left. Maybe can fast forward a bit through deployment, but not too much, because they didn't have started that long ago. So, yeah. Let's see. I mean, this time the matchup is better for Jack than before. Still runs into IS-2s and SU-152s though. They have to be dealt with. Has Panthers, has his lovely mortars, has Wolf-Ramens. But we have seen 12SS come a lot often on Slut's Quest and die often on Slut's Quest for some reason. Like, it just doesn't, it did, because we haven't seen it with the newest patches. But before, it always did feel like it was just that slight bit too cost inefficient, even on Slut's Quest. But Tigers are cheaper, half-tracks are cheaper, MG42s are buffed with ammo. So maybe it's good enough now. 2-3-3s got more expensive, so there's a slight nerf to them as well. But might be interesting. Because Maverick is just the safest income. Because otherwise you can often... Yeah, it will be a weird one. Let's see. Maverick most likely is the best income at the moment. On Slut's Quest, debatable, but if you get Onord's side from last time as the Maverick player, it's pretty good. If you get this side as the Maverick player, you're... Like, it's a bit of a gamble picking Maverick here against a balanced player. Because as the red side, it's much harder to win as Maverick. Still doable. Like, Maverick has no matchup where it's like, oh yeah, it's unwinnable. Like, that's the saving, for sure the safe slot as Maverick. And it's also the thing that most people have practiced at the moment. Because it was meta for so long that nobody played much else. Like, Balance got played quite a bit. But we still yet have to see. Most likely it's still also the best, even after practice. Like, okay, smoke in there. SU-152 in the rear. Here we go. IG coming in. Because it has the parking symbol. Really. It's 19th Tank Corps, but the P for parking. You know. Smoke in the rear. And then push with 2-3-1s, 2-3-3s, and flamethrowers and a Pak 40 that can kill anything that moves through the smoke. Good setup. But the M42 also is a good setup against the half-tracks. So, yeah, we'll see. Ah, the smoke here now blocking the vision of the own units. Maybe not so clever. I think the M42 could have been overwhelmed by the 2-3-1, 2-3-3 and the Pak 40. And now the Pak 40 can't help out the own units. But... oh, not moving through either. 2-3-1 gets gun jammed though. Okay, kill is on. Half-track helping out from the rear. Pak 40 versus Sis 3 is an interesting matchup. Okay, Ono doesn't want to take it. I mean, was in the open, so They needed to take it. Automachiki and Ognimachiki coming in. 14-10 for Jack so far. Flak 38, 20mm coming up in the north. Artillery shooting here. Automachiki getting hit. Good dodge there by Onord. 15-9 for Jack with the flags we were talking about. That's why Maverick is so strong on this side. And yes, you don't want to really play balanced versus 19th parking in this matchup. Because in the masked IS-2 setup of a late game, you really don't stand a chance. Gonzo's fully right there. You don't have many counters to the IS-2, so your idea of dealing them is making the enemy trade so much that they can't afford IS-2s. Basically the solution. Oh my god, why did... What? Why did the Pioneers just run straight into the Automachiki? Why did they not stop? It was like first this is Tankos, but no, it's not Tankos. It's autos. That was weird. So back to a 59 now. There was a Flak 41 coming in. Mortar half-track moving forward. Lots of trades here, but SU-152 is strong. And yeah, kills on the units over here, so 14-10 it is now. And it might be a 12-12 soon. Like over here most likely will get overrun as well. Off map, mortar will come from the rear. With smoke again. We'll see how far the mortar play can get Jack in this one. P-34 and Strelky's coming in for the south as Jack also tries to push in here, but the CIS 3-gun most likely will bully the 233. Panzer Grenadiers can open fire. 233 could still dodge, but doesn't. So goes down. Smoke is around once more. Using the split of smoke and HE shells relatively effective that you get in these half tracks, because you can't fire constantly through with HE shells without running out of ammo anyways, and you most likely don't have supply trucks in A phase, so you using smoke and HE gets you relatively far. You still run out of ammo before the 10-minute mark, but you get a bit further. So it's for ammo consumption reasons already a good idea, and I mean Jack is doing a good job. Smoke not doing the most insane job right now, but it's for sure helping out against the SUs, forcing Onord to consider repositioning and so on. Good smoke usage, always something that gives you a good edge in Eugen system games. Warno we see currently a heavy smoke meta, well it's also because smoke there comes basically for free at the moment, as all mortars have insane amount of shells, and smoke shells are and HE shells share the same pool, and then you also get really cheap mortars. Ooh, SU-152 here gets caught out in the open. Speerwagen penetrates it actually, and SU-152 goes down. Good kill, important kill. P-3045 shouldn't take this fight alone either. U-25 gets a good bombing run off though, and Onord is the one on 1311 pushing in the middle. And the northern flank is not looking hot for Jack right now. Panzer force need to do a good job. Infantry here is nearly down to 0. Panzer Grenadiers over here now got forced back by that bombing run as well. T-34 got penetrated here. So that engagement part of the map is going somewhat well for Jack. Those roars coming in the rear. Mortar half-track needs to continue firing, but the northern and the centering part not going so well. So yeah, let's see. Ooh, 233 also now gets run down by Automachiki. That's a bad situation. Not something you want to have happen. Gets killed there. And 233 kills now hurt extra, since they got 5 points more expensive. The northern flank looks really rough here for Jack. Automachikis will annihilate the flamethrowers. Not even running to the range of the flag. Red Gas with their bazookas moving forward. Panzer Grenadiers coming in, 2-3-1 coming in to try to help out. But once you're pushed in, it's pretty annoying to fight in the north. Pioneers hold the center. Mortar half-track trying to get the 2-45, not getting it so far. Panzer Grenadiers retreating. Another Panzer Grenadier coming in here. AA piece with AA piece coming in as well. Double 20 mil. With veterancy in this case. Like 40 over here. Versus T-45. 45 already penetrated once. Needs to be careful. Only shooting AP shells here now. Here's Jag. Not sure if that's the right decision on this range, though I guess it is. Yes, APCR. Yeah, I guess on this range AP shells make more sense. As the drop of APCR there is pretty rough. 1410 here for O-Nord. I'm not quite knowing the tables for 75mm. Strike ADP engaging onto the Pak 40. Quite nasty there. T-45 now can come around again. Pak 41 not in position to help out. A classic Jag move here, keeping it out of artillery. This is a classic Jag looking order. See that a lot with Tigers or any other target that could get hit by artillery, because like I think it's based around on how he perceives people should counter him, as he uses his mortar half-tracks to kill off tanks and so on, and so expects that enemy try to do the same to him, that the opponent will try to do the same. First IS-2 is on the battlefield, so O-Nord in a rough position here. Jag. First IS-2 made it on the battlefield, and there's no counters whatsoever out yet. No, like the first counters arrive in B phase, the first good ones with the artillery pieces. What's it called? The Nebelwerfer? No, that's the Rheinwerfer. Is it Rheinwerfer? Yeah, the Rheinwerfer. No, it's also not Rheinwerfer. Rheinwerfer is 21st Panzer. You know what I mean. The big boom rockets that can do some damage. Those together with Panthers can do the job, but it's not cost efficient to do it. Like, you want to do other things around it, and you just want to avoid too many IS-2s on the battlefield. You can deal with single IS-2s together with air Panthers and artillery, Panzerwerfer, or Wurfrahmen, yeah. Wurfrahmen. Wurfrahmen is what we want. Well, over here, CIS-3 is being used as an artillery piece. Pak 40 in a nice spot here. One of the Panzer IVs went down to the Red Gas though, which is a bit bloody. But yeah, Pak 40 in a good spot to come back here. 1311 for O-Nord. First Panther is out. Panther Dido is a good tank. Can deal with T-3045s in ranges. Can deal with SU-152s in ranges. Not so much with IS-2s. Panther is not the counter to the IS-2. Not directly, at least. Like, it can help you dealing with them, but it's not cost efficient at doing it. Especially not on a 100% open map. Like on halfway open maps, like we saw in the first game where Jag did beat Mimile with IS-2, like with the 97th, where he did beat the IS-2s with Panther Ds. There it's doable, because you can abuse the reload time of IS-2s and so on. And on closer ranges you also have decent penetration chances. But on 2000 meters you basically have none, or you like really, like you have like 5% penetration chances on max range. Something like that. Or maybe 15%, but it's really low. So you really don't want to take those engagements. Especially as the IS-2 has relatively good penetration chances against you and one-shots you. But you need 2 penetrations to kill it. OT is holding out over here. That's a good idea. Trying to get close to it though. And they should make the run if O-Nord is not careful. O-Nord is careful though. And gets to move around. And we have a Panther versus IS-2 engagement here. IS-2 is missing first shot. But yes, Panther has to get the hell out of there. Good reaction there by Jack. You can't take that fight. There's no way you can do that. 12-12 is on. Panther will engage onto the Maxime. Speerwagen in the north is around. IG-18 gets the OT-34. Consequently, have to retreat. B-25 Mitchell coming in with a bombing run. Okay, here we go. B-25 only goes down if the Flak 41 gets some good hits in. That's down to the Flak 41 getting that. The 20mm will do a good amount of base damage here with one Directance here and the B-25 directive flying over them. But it's really down, and it doesn't seem like it. No, Flak 41 didn't get the last shot off. Doesn't get the hill. 13-11 for Onord. Pioneers, HJ have to retreat. Lucky DP here are this time closer than in the last round when we saw Jack using the half-tracks really well. This time the BTRDs actually are in range, and if they are in range, the SDKFZ has a rough time. Yes, needs to disengage, but most likely might not survive that. Well, 25 frontal armor means it can bounce some shots, but you can't rely on it. Another Panther D coming up. Wait, did that just move through the south, or did one die already? I think it's just moved from here. No, no, here's the other one. Okay, so 3 Panthers on the battlefield already. But the IS-2 is a problem. You want something like a Pak 43 usually against it. Like either an old Pak 43 or some good air force. Stealth drone at 17, thanks for the follow. Another mortar half-track setup. Okay, I guess that's half of the plan of trying to deal with them. Either by directly hitting them, or by somehow creating smoke angles that could be used by the Panthers. But I'm not quite sure what the plan here is completely. We will figure that out though. But most plans of Jacks involve mortar half-tracks. So let's see if he can make the magic work again in this Maverick versus Maverick matchup. And both sides now currently get the most of the income here. Panzer Grenadier moving forward. Half-track could engage this Strike ADP as well. Panther D rolling further and further. And the 13-11 is on. Pioneer HA engaging onto the Strike ADP. Mortar half-track here is out, off shells. Would need to get resupplied. Resupply would have been cheaper to get them instead of getting a new one. But I mean, it still can be done obviously. Panther needs to help out from over here. Needs to dodge any fights with the IS-2 directly. Pak 40 going down would be pretty bad though, so you kind of want to pin down the Strike ADP. Pak 40 gets caught out in the open now. Will die here. Yes, that's 2 shots, gets a kill. 14-10 here now for Onord. IS-2s are a problem. Yes, mortar half-track gets dodged here. And IS-2 number 3 is around. Panther D turning south. KFZ 250/9 coming around. Panther D will get the OT here most likely. That thing does not have a chance of survival really. Yes, there we go. Still being able to deal with the smaller fish. The half-track here now up against too much as well. Gets shut down by T-3485. And it seems like 2 Panther Ds are still around in the north. So a lot of Panther setups, but T-3485 plus IS-2 combo here looks rather scary as well. Black half-track gets killed. Nasty kill there as well. No AA around. Like, no AA at all. But the cluster bomber you get at 12SS is a shitty one, if I remember correctly, but it could be used. So you get LA7s as 19th, I think. Oh, okay. Panther D survives the first salvo, needs to get the hell out of there though. Doesn't penetrate. Yeah, that thing is dead. It stays there. 1-star versus 3-star veteran C. Yes, T-3045 gets the kill. Can't take those engagements. You need Wolf Ramen, you need air, or you need something else that can just. But in Slutsk West, it's not really possible. And yeah, now the 2,000 meter range just is overwhelming here. Artillery coming in. Yeah, with the buffs, 19th parking has become a pretty solid division for this map. Not many other maps I would ever take 19th parking on. But on this map, especially after bans, and I would expect this time 97th did get the ban hammer, it's a pretty decent division. So Perry getting hit over here. And Fadi heading around. 45 trying to come around the corner. Nice 2-star urgency. Mortar half-track still try their best, trying to deal with the IS-2. Keeping lobbing HE on top of it. 13-11 here. Don't you have a... It's a parry going down. Does 12SF even have a Wolf Ramen? Trying to... I'm surprised that we didn't see one yet. That's why I'm asking. Maybe they have different artillery tools. Maybe I'm... like... There's so many Panzer divisions that have similar setups. I always expect them to have a Wolf Ramen, but... Ooh, IS-2 goes down. Good side shot here with the Panther D. Coming around with a nice flank. First one bites the dust. Still 2 more in the north. But now this T-3045 can be taken on one by one, especially on long ranges by the Panther Ds. Panther G is around as well. 13-11. Katyusha's coming around on the other side. STKFZ 251. Pushing in. Jack quite low already though. These two still need to be dealt with. But obviously now with the current income tick, that is, or like not yet. Yeah, with current income ticks, they're still easy to afford the IS-2s, but with the one coming up afterwards, it will be tougher. The trades though have been too good for Onord. So yeah, Onord can invest into 3. Or into 5 IS-2s already in this game. The other units have not been taxed heavily enough. But the combined arms is still in front of it, even after 5 IS-2s. And obviously, at some point they start to snowball. Because yeah, as I said, single IS-2s can be killed with, as we saw in the south. But IS-2s that cover other IS-2s are becoming more and more dangerous, because you just can't flank them anymore, really. Which is a big problem. Okay, Panther G at least gets a kill here. Panther Grenadier moving forward. Panther D over here. Pushing in as well. 3045. Getting a shot through the center. Getting a BMW. Well, it's Katyushas. Already have pre-aimed onto the Panther D. Not trying to re-aim. Wolf Ramen is around. Okay, yeah. Wolf Ramen is around. And that's a key unit here. In this whole scenario. But the south gets overrun. Onord and a 59. So he at least trying to get back this flag. Well, it's up in the north. Nothing major happens. Yes, you can't move into closer to the flag. Could hit them, but supply drugs are needed. Oh, the mortar half-track over here went down. Could hit them with these. Get this flag back. Maybe even try to hit, for longer hit those things. Dojor should be able to see the Wolf Ramen. Should be making it ready. Wolf Ramen are better if the enemy doesn't know you have them, obviously, because then they ain't ready to react. If they know you have a Wolf Ramen, they always will keep an eye out, and Wolf Ramen rockets fly for so long that you usually can always dodge them. So the first salvo of the Wolf Ramen is always the scariest. Like, because the enemy doesn't know that it's coming, and so they are not prepared. The KDP here might get killed off, but the B26 tries to prevent that. Flak 41 not in position to intercept. This bombing run might actually pin down this Strucky as well. Nope, not quite. But Pack 40 is trying its best to get the kill. Okay, gets the kill. Gets it off at 59. 20 minutes played. And the G. Not quite getting the kill onto the SU-152. And Security moving in as well. Yes, Naval Warfare 42 is good as well, but most of the Naval Warfare 42 divisions like don't bring tanks and stuff, so. But there's a, yeah, Naval Warfare 42 is a bit easier to use than Wolframen. Ooh, the B-25 just hit the Wolframen? No, it hits the infantry up here, okay. Wolframen comes in with a barrage. Okay, that's an interesting position to hit. Opelblitz coming around here. 1311 is re-established. CIS-2 here will go down. SU-76s though are scary. The STKFZ has to be careful. Yeah, that's dead. Yes. Gets a couple of hits in. Panzer is doing well here against Strel KDP and Co. IS-2 getting a good hit from the rear. And the B-25s continue their fire. Strel KDP getting hit from some Panther Ds. As the 1311 continues here. Putting Jack under pressure. And still 4 IS-2s on the map. 1 SU-152. 2 SU-152s actually. 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, a lot of armor that you need to deal with. Which ain't easy. But it's at least a 12-12 again. Panther D gets one shot at the end. That's always the problem versus IS-2s. They only need to hit once. You need to penetrate twice. Which ain't a safe thing, even if you hit at all. That's the other way around, it kinda is. You only have the advantage of the reload time and of often being able to sneak upon because a bit of more better maneuverability. Oh. Okay, only fighting the T-3045 is good. Once the IS-2 comes in, you kinda need to disengage. But the T-3045 can be beaten. Yes, there we go. IS-2 is around now though. Ooh, that Panther G is dead. Yeah. Yeah, okay. This is GG. All the Panthers dying. 1311 is a rough position. This is Preseason Tournament. The Meister. League is starting at Monday. And Jack surrenders. And Onort wins the Preseason Tournament. With one really quick game on Slots Quest. And one not quite so quick, but still a really decisive game. Showing us the power of the IS-2 on this map. I mean, King Tiger still beats it. But King Tiger Division obviously also get banned on this map. So, yeah, GG. Onort winning the Preseason Tournament. But Jack showing us some amazing games as well throughout the tournament. And yeah, really looking forward to League. Hope you all do as well. And we still have one hype thing going on.